website called All About the Tea.
Told All About the Tea that during the fight,
Hey, teacups, it's your girl Monica. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Joining me tonight are teacup affiliates, Plez. Hey, Plez.
Hey, how are you all?
Good. You know the teacups recognize everything, right?
Really? What did they
Oh, girl.
recognize?
I didn't even realize I say your name like that. Plez.
Oh. Well, we like a little dramatical effect every now and again.
Course,
So
absolutely. But one night I didn't
this
say
is better
it.
than plays.
That's true. One night I didn't say it, and they said, "Well, what's wrong? Is everything okay? You didn't say Plez."
Oh, Lord, they find a way to create trouble in paradise, honey. Huh?
Wow, and it is paradise. Okay. Also joining us tonight is DMV Teacup affiliate Marcella. Hey, Marcella.
Hey.
Marcella, you're just a shy out of camera view. Can you move over a little bit towards Plez? There you go. All right. That's that
Hey,
beautiful face.
everybody.
Hey, look at you, all professional with the headphones.
Yes.
I know that's right. You ready for some YouTube?
Yes.
All right. And it looks like Bishop will be with us shortly. He may be running a little behind, but we're going to go ahead and get started because this is a hot topic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody talking about Mr. Jaxn. Okay. So first and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go on and bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve on this channel. Teacups. On the agenda tonight, we are discussing Derrick Jaxn conning you good Black folks with bullshit relationship advice. That's exactly what he's doing, okay? He's being accused of having multiple affairs on his wife, and Derrick and his wife have responded. Let's just go ahead and dive right into this. Okay, so Derrick Jaxn is a 31-year-old social media expert, self-appointed, by the way, okay? An author who happens to be married and has been exposed as a cheater by a woman named Candace de Medeiros. She's Dominican and Black. He is said to have known this woman for 10 years. This woman exposed all their dirty deeds to YouTuber Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K for that exclusive. That was amazing. Derrick became a social media expert, relationship expert, because his platform was based on having healthy relationships, being honest, and loving Black women. He has written numerous books. They're turned into best-selling books, according to the data. And he has an enormous social media following. His platform is huge. Derrick's wife's name is Dania Brodus. He proposed to his wife back in November 2016, and the couple got married in January 2018. So now the mistress, Candace, she's claiming that Derrick told her he was separated from his wife at the time when they hooked up. Last July, the millionaire playboy planned a Miami getaway while his wife was in Colorado. He took this Candace girl to Miami where he wined and dined the young lady. After the trip, he brought her back to his Atlanta home, his marital home. Okay. Y'all are following me, right? The marital home. While his wife was away in Colorado on a trip with the kids. According to Candace, she saw moving boxes and just assumed that his story was true. His family was in Colorado visiting in-laws, and everything seemed to add up. The mistress provided receipts to Tasha K of their hookups, their meetups, including a cozy shot of the two in bed. His Atlanta home, his marital bed. Okay. Derrick, according to Candace, Derrick has sent her over $1,000. And after this all blew up in his face, now Derrick and his wife have come forward to answer the allegations. Now, before I play that video, why don't I stop there and I have you chime in, Plez, on your thoughts?
I think the strong, independent woman, Black woman, excuse me, demographic is a very profitable demographic. We have lots of money, we have lots of education, and we like to hear certain things. And I think Mr. Jaxn was just a well-oiled marketing machine. Nothing more, nothing less. Like people get out there now, getting into this Kevin Samuel stuff. It's the same thing. They find a niche and they exploit it. It's the American way. I really cannot be mad at it. I'm often just really interested in the mindset of people who spend their coins like this. Like I've seen their videos here and there, never motivated me to buy a book. The little game, I love a good game night. The little date, first date, kind of like the Black Card Revoke cards that he has. It was cute. Didn't purchase. So yeah, I mean, we fund these people's lifestyles and then get mad when we find out that they're crooks and the liars and the scammers that they are. He did not have enough life experience. Just off GP. If you're telling me he's 31, which I thought he was a little bit older than that, he look a little older than 31. He need to slow down on that lifestyle. But yeah, nice muscles. He's nice and chocolate like I like him, but it don't motivate me to spend any coin. And he does not have the life experience to spout out the stuff that he was spouting. The other issue is, he kind of told you, I warned you because I know what's done because I do it. And he was telling the truth. Like he's actually not even really a liar. It's just that people thought for whatever reason, the image that he presented, he could not be the F-boy that he talks about all the time. No, when a guy tells you, I'm not like the others, they're usually the head ringleader of the others. Because normal men just live life. They let their actions speak for them. They're not full of a lot of lip because they don't have to be. Derrick, bringing somebody into your marital home, whether you say you're married or not, I've actually had this happen to someone I'm very close to. And they were very much married, but whenever the wife would go away, would go out of town, she would come back and start to realize like pictures missing, things out of place. So the husband was like bringing women in while she would be going on her business trips, acting as if he were a single man. And sooner or later, the other woman finally started to get it because she could only call on his cell phone and then he couldn't answer after a certain hour. I don't put anything past an actual cheater. Nothing is below the belt for them. Half of them are cheap. The money that this man has made on these internets, and he only gave this young lady $1,000. If I was her, I would be ashamed to tell someone that. Girl, just say he didn't give you, like, just say he flew you out. Embellish the numbers a little bit. Do what Derrick does. but only $1,000 for you to get on the internet with this egg on your face. I just would have took my ghosting quietly and licked my wounds and moved on with my life. I wouldn't be on it. People think that that's making him look bad, but the reality is, as we've already seen with this apology with him and his wife. Why is the wife there? Anyway, we'll get to that. People are gonna eat it up. They're gonna blame the woman and say she should have, known better, shouldn't have fallen for it. Well, even if he's separated, girl, he's still that don't separate it don't mean divorced, which it doesn't. But Derrick is the only one who's at fault for the most part in this because he's the one playing the games. And were he and his wife actually separated? Or was she just visiting her parents for a while?
Very well said. Listen, Mike was dropped when you said it was a well-planned marketing campaign, because that's all I get from his videos. And it's sad because his main audience are Black women. He's on his soapbox preaching about Black love, and there's just not enough substance there for me. He's just sitting up there giving his opinions. There's no research behind it. It's very limited in his approach.
Absolutely. And Monica, even the fact that this is the most we've heard about the wife, and he's been on his soapbox, as you said, for almost 4 or 5 years now.
Yep.
That was another red flag. When people had to out him as being married, he still barely posted the wife. A man who's in love, who wants to see other Black people in love, will proudly promote that love. There's not enough privacy in the world. Y'all got to stop letting these men tell you, oh, I don't do social media. I don't post my family and say I'm very private. No, they're secretive. And there's a difference. And it's because that secrecy allows them to dibble and dabble with other women here and there.
Absolutely.
He posts everything else.
Right. And to me, he is the tip. I know his type. I've seen those muscles before. Trust me. I know those type. I bet you he's amazing in bed. That he's so good that he gets these women hypnotized. Those muscles, that hard body. I know it. So I knew he was a player as soon as I saw him. Let me go ahead and add Bishop to the chat. Hey, Bishop.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. So I knew he was a player. I was like, and then I watched his videos because I had never heard of him until this scandal broke. I didn't know who he was. So then I watched his video and I'm like, look at this scammer here conning these Black women and men too, because men watch him as well, right? He's limited in his knowledge about relationships. I need some charts. I need some data to back up what you're saying, brother, for real. Like, that's how I operate. Anecdotal, very cliche, very textbook. It's like, are you reading a script? I didn't buy it for 1 minute. Marcella, what are your thoughts on this scandal? And speaking of his wife, let me pull up his wife right here. There she is.
I'm getting ready to make some money, and my t-shirt's gonna say Black men cheat sometimes, because this dude had everybody fooled, okay, except me. Because I'm gonna tell you something, he learned those experiences from doing those experiences, and as he wrote books, he updated those books on the sneakiness of men, talking about himself. And then for this young lady to go to his house where she knows that his wife bare booty, farts and everything been in the bed, where she laid herself down, did everything. And I'm talking about oh my God, and honey, and I ain't gonna be mad at him because he got some pearly whites. And if I had hair down there, I could envision my hair and his teeth. This dude is scandalous. Do you understand? When the child says she got $1,000, you didn't even get a purse. Oh, you telling everybody that he flew you there? You supposed to, he gave you $1,000. That means he flew his hooker in. You're not good enough to be the main dish. and you're the side dish. But ladies in our chat, ladies, if a guy tell you he's separated, girl, look, ask for some proof. Stop. But that's the story that every cheating man, oh, me and my wife ain't together no more. You went to, and you tell me you saw some boxes. That could have been the books that he just wrote about you. Y'all got to get smarter. He cheated. Even if he said he getting a divorce, y'all, he's still married. I'm telling you. And she done put her face on that lady's mattress. Now she got Jackson's booty in her face and the white booty. Lord have mercy, help her. Y'all hit them like buttons.
Bishop, I couldn't wait to hear your opinions on this because I know. I know you have a story to tell. Please share your thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, Derrick Jaxn is a fraud. He's been a fraud. And I don't know how a lot of older Black women, because a lot of his audience members are older Black women. It's not younger Black women, because younger Black women know the game. The younger Black women, what they do, they DM him. They don't really listen to him. They know what the game is. They're ready and they're ready and willing to be the side piece. It was mainly older women that were in their late 30s to 40s, 50s, and 60s that were like, oh my God, it's hope and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you are a grown woman. Why are you listening to a dude in his early 20s to mid 20s? Why are you listening to a kid who's wet behind the ears? He barely just got out the crib, and you listening to his advice, and you a grown woman, are supposed to be a grown woman, because we know some of these chicks are goo gaga too. You know, they holding the rattle as well. But I was confused by that, because I was looking at the age demographic, like this dude's running game. So I read his book, and his book told his story, and he wrote part 1 and part 2, A Cheating Heart 1 and Cheating Heart 2. Wrote about him in college. Basically, it was a loose story about his life, and he basically told you he was a broken man from a situation where his father, left him and never came back. And he said ever since then he vowed to pretty much basically save his mama, and try to be the best man he could be. That's my paraphrasing the story, but that's his whole life, is trying to save Black women, basically, quote unquote, save his mother. So, he basically tells the story, and that's why he gives women this fantasy, because he knows that would sell. And he know good and well. And I'm like, all them scandals that kept coming out about him when he was cussing out women in the DMs and stuff, I'm like, nobody's not taking heed to this. This dude is having a whole nother side to him, and it's not nice.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, the name, right? Can we start with the last name, Jaxn, the way it's spelled? My theory is that he had hit rock bottom in life. Okay, he was living in a Motel 6, sleeping on a couch with an empty bottle of Hennessy next to him. This is my theory in my head, because y'all know I have a wild imagination, right?
Hennessy.
Yeah. So he was asleep, and it left the TV on, and then he woke up at 3 a.m. and it was one of those infomercials on about how to change your life. And you can transform into anything you want to be. And his real last name is Jaxn, like how normal people spell it. And he went in the mirror, he threw some cold water on his face, and in his mind, he concocted this whole, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to become a relationship expert. I'm going to change my name. I'm going to take off the K-S-O-N. I'm going to change my last name. I'm going to make it fancy. Call myself Jaxn. Because, that appeals to everybody. When you see a name spelled like that, it stands out.
Yes.
And
Can you write a book?
Then it was born from there. The con job was born from there. Okay. Whatever that infomercial was, and whoever was telling him he could be whatever he wanted to be, and he could transform himself, he took that shit to heart.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to write a book real quick.
I have a wild imagination, but in my mind, that last name did it for me. He has fraud written all over him. Like I was saying before you hopped on, most of his advice, quote unquote, they're anecdotal, right? They're short little snippets. It's not, there's no context, there's no depth. It's very limited No data to back up what he's saying, no examples or anything. The guy is a big time fraud. And for all those that bought his books and spent money on him, I feel so bad for y'all. You got taken. You were
Yeah.
easy marks.
It's very surface, very cliche, very don't settle, girl. You can do better.
Mhm.
That's literally it. That's
Mhm.
that's the extent of the speech right there.
Yeah.
And he hit the gym to show them what they can have. That's what he did. It
Well,
was a con job.
he was already in shape because he was always a football player.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he hit rock bottom. I mean, he changed that last
I
name.
can see that.
That's not the name he was born with. I'm telling y'all. I tried to look it up. There's no history to it, really. It's a variation of Jackson, but there is no history to it, y'all. I don't know. Let me go ahead and play his response. Him and his wife took to social media. She looks like she's in that movie, Get Out. I wanted to literally say blink twice, sis. I'm here for you. Let me go ahead and play it because it is just something else. You'll see what I'm talking about.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Dania, and we just wanted to address a couple of things. We understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out, definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that for any amount of time or any length of time to any extent and think that I can't be held accountable. The same way that I preach, men and women in this situation need to face consequences of their actions, deserve to be held accountable. Guess what? Derrick Jaxn's no exemption. He's not exempt from that. I'm also not a victim. Nobody made me do this. She didn't make me or push me to do it. The next person didn't make me. No friend influenced me. It don't matter how I was raised and what trauma, whatever. Look, I made decisions. I made a series of decisions that I got to account for. There's no excuse or justification. I've already made that bet and have had to lie in it. And now we're finally getting on to the other side personally in our own healing, in our own marital oneness. And now this is being made public to you guys. So we're bringing that forth to you guys to let you know where we're at with that. But did you want to say anything?
Yes, so I do want to just add that I agree with what he just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level. And it was unacceptable. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that I tolerate or that we tolerate moving forward. And when I've been flooded again with messages and these things and about, I need to leave or why haven't I left? And the answer is, when I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. And I stayed gone. No matter how many times he came, I stayed gone and stood firm on, I am not coming back. And I did not come back until I seen a shift and a change in his mentality, in how he carried himself, in how he presented himself, and in conversations that we were able to have that we had never been able to have in just 12 years of knowing each other. And when we were able to have these dialogues, said, okay, Lord, this is something that you've had your hand on. And this was with me being completely removed from his life. And him pursuing God, continuing to pursue God, and continuing to eliminate these things that led up to the catastrophe that you guys are seeing for the first time. So there's nothing out there right now that is information that I don't already know about or haven't known about. And so this is not something that is new. We have moved forward from it. We have gotten counsel for it and continue to do so. He is still continuing to pursue God and continuing to seek guidance and wise counsel from men of God. And that is what I needed for the continuation of me being present and in this marriage and to stand by his side. So today, where I'm at is at peace, and I proudly stand by his side, and I have no hesitation, I have no hurt, no shame about that. And it's only because of the grace of God and the mercy of God. And we have already turned a new chapter in this story. We are continuing to move forward, and we are just now sharing that with you all. And I forgave him, and most importantly, God has first forgiven him, and I also forgive the others as well. And with that, we are free and moving forward. So absolutely, that's all I have.
Yeah. And I get it. Some of y'all, like, this may come as a huge shock, probably a huge disappointment. I let a lot of you down. If you've had a perspective shift on who Derrick is, hopefully it's away from anything remotely close to perfection. And it's simply that, I am a human, and that does not justify anything that I did. But I don't want anybody out there to be putting me on a pedestal. If you did, then I hate that you did that. Maybe I gave you cause for that, and I apologize if I did. For those who are saying, Derrick, I don't want to ever listen to you again, it's totally understandable. I appreciate you while I had your support and helping me get the message out about healing and healthy relationships to so many people who needed it, myself included. And for those who are going to continue to support, man, I appreciate you like never before, because I know it's not going to be easy going forward, at least for a little while so many things are still fresh and attached to my name. But for everybody out there, if you get nothing else from what I've ever said over the last 9 years or right here in this video, please get this. Nothing is right until it is right with God. Nothing works until it comes into alignment with biblical standard of how God told us to do things, especially when we're talking about a marital, spiritual covenant. Yes. You cannot do this by your own understanding, your own intelligence, your own willpower, your own values. You have to have the grace of God to break free from certain things, to stay away from certain things, to not operate from your lowest self, whatever it may be. And it's because it's really only by God's grace that we're even able to be here on this video, holding hands. Well, like a year ago, 7-8 months ago even, I couldn't see this happening. I thought it was over, and I already had begun establishing my relationship with God. But that's the fruit of bringing things in alignment with God. And the mess that's been made, the mess that's now being made public from last year and years past, that's a result of getting out of alignment with doing things God's way. So that's where I stand. That's where we stand. And again, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
What are your thoughts, Plez? I mean, that was a great PR statement, video. Martell Holt needs to hire his PR person because they nailed it. I was completely, it didn't fool me, but I'm pretty sure it fooled a lot of his fans and followers. What are your thoughts, Plez?
Well, yes, it fooled people because, again, my people. I'll scream it to the rooftops. I love God. I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. I do not like when people use God to manipulate others. And that is all I saw. He is a young preacher, ultimate manipulator, master manipulator in training, honey. Textbook, down to her looking homely as ever. You know, that's what they like to present to the church women. You know, oh honey, get on. You couldn't even take your bonnet off, ma'am. Not your bonnet, not an earring. You know, I don't think the bra had appropriate support. And you sit here and hold his hand. All I could hear was like Tammy Wynette in the background. Stand by your man. It makes me want to throw up. Like
not the Tammy.
it is. Don't you? You can hear her singing and show the world you love him.
I heard violins playing.
Oh, exactly.
So ridiculous. So
girl,
ridiculous.
girl,
Yeah.
love yourself. Love yourself to at least show up as somebody on camera if you're gonna do it. But she took the age old, you know, Aventer Gray. Hey girl, that's probably who he getting that godly counsel from, John and Aventer Gray, because you know they've been through this several times before. So they were able to pass along, you know, this is how we get through these things. And, you know, the people, they will love you. They will see your heart for God. You know, I'm never one, and I'm definitely not in a place to judge what God has told anyone. I just find it awfully convenient that when people have these big crises, all of a sudden, God comes into play. All of a sudden, God wants us to live right and walk right. And, you know, but they make sure they throw a little piece in there about judgment. You know, no one is to let his who without sin cast the first stone. No, we talking about your sins right now. We on your stones right now.
Very
Quit
manipulative.
trying to throw it back and try to make everybody else feel like they're wrong for catching you in your wrong. No, sir. You lived a whole double life. You've been out here judging people for 4-5 years. As soon as anything happened with any public figure who you thought you could ride the coattails off of, who you could make a trending video on, hop on that clout train and talk and break down their relationship issues, you was in your car breaking it down. Well, people finna be breaking you down now, sir. People gonna break down every little movement, every little thing that you said since you opened your wife up to it by having her sitting there. You knew what you were doing. You ain't tell that lady to go put on no lipstick or no eyeshadow or nothing. You wanted people to come at her neck. You wanted people to talk about, well, that's why, because there are women, no matter what happens with him, there are women who are going to blame her. Well, she looked like that. Well, yeah, of course he gonna cheat on her. He around women who look like blah 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 every day.
Right.
You know, he chose her. You know, oh, we love that. We love her. That's his type. He ain't got no type. His type is open and available. That's his type.
A can of tuna fish. Well, I think the reason why he made her wear the bonnet was to make her appear more relatable. Like, you see, homely, this is the type of woman I love. You see, to relate to those women out there that feel like you also have a chance. You also can make it with a man like me. See, I'm a catch. This is the type of, that's how I took it. I believe it was very deliberate. And I believe it was to appeal to the women, the housewives out there that are sitting home, you know, looking just like that. And to me, she looked wonderful. She's beautiful. She just looked like she was in a cult. She didn't look like she was with us, you know, too much. Sadly.
I just hate that. I know as a wife, you know, what your position should, but in these types of situations, I wouldn't be sitting there. You can go apologize to your people because, again, she's never on any of the other videos. Why is she on this one? You have to apologize for your wrongs. Why did she need to be there?
Well, this one affects his money. So he, you know, this is a whole PR stunt. The PR people told her, they said, wear the bonnet. You have to be there. If you're not there, they're not going to buy into the forgiveness. And don't judge. Don't judge. Marcella, what are your thoughts? How dare you judge, Plez?
My goodness. Are they getting marriage counseling from Pastor Holy Whore? And they last night called the Franklins on the phone to find out what to do and how to look and what to say. No, he don't want his wife looking like that. He is going through some hell up in that house, y'all. Go back and look at that video where his face is like, she's saying, I'm gonna do this for you, but when we get off of this thing, and she's talking about we've been through this before, and I left and he went back to God. He was saying, God, all right. Oh, God, you make me feel good. And he talking to that other girl. He is not talking to his wife. I don't know what is going on where these women will take them back. But you know what he said? Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm sorry if you put me on a pedestal. Don't trust me. Trust God. He worried about that money. And he's got to show that it's all right with his wife. But honey, he need the $1,000 he gave his side chick. He should take his wife down to Macy's or better in high-end thrift store, because his wife looked a mess. She looked, oh my goodness. She was like, and I forgave him, and I wouldn't be here because of her ring wasn't on. He was holding on her hand for dear life, y'all. He had both hands over her hands trying, but look at both of their faces. They are stressed out. And guess what? She don't want no sex from him. And the girl said they did wear protection, but we don't know, do we? I wouldn't want him to touch me. I would take my half and he would be working for me and these kids for the rest of his life.
Well, I hope he got an STD test. I hope the wife had enough common sense to make him go get tested. Bishop, what are your thoughts?
It's all cap. It's mainly more all cap on his end because he was talking fast. She tried to make sure she talk articulate and a little bit slower than he was doing. He was rushing and fumbling. I'm like, bro, calm down. Like you got enough time, slow it down. But it lets you know that a lot of these people are planned. They always have. And I loved how they said, nobody made us do this. Nobody forced us to do this. Well, you didn't come to do this video until that girl came out the boonies. So yeah, you were made to do this video. We're not stupid. Because I covered this video, I covered this story, so I'm like, no, don't play. We ain't stupid now. And then I like that you watched my video. Thank you, Derrick. You're a fan, I see. And how he was saying that, oh, it was none of my traumas. Oh, you watched my video. I get it because you heard me say that because I read your book and I broke that book down to a fraction. So I don't like the manipulation that he's trying to play on folks because I can't stand that mind game of gaslighting people. We ain't stupid. I'm like, stop playing, fam. Stop playing. Mm-hmm. You got caught. You got caught with your drawers down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, he banks on most of the public being stupid and buying into everything he says. But he puts it together in a very nice marketing package. I will say that. From his look, his speech, his confidence. I mean, he is believable. He is believable. But listen, I come from a family of hustlers, uncles. I can spot one a mile away. I can spot one a mile away. I find him to be very adversarial. To me, he doesn't speak life into a woman. The things he talks about is not building the family. It's not, it's about tearing the family apart, if you ask me. Plus, What are your thoughts? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I am a very, independent one, but I know that that's not what our community needs to thrive. No. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need compassion. We need to admit when both sides are wrong. He's definitely one-sided. He knows the trope of the stereotypical angry Black independent woman. Mm-hmm. And he wants to feed that narrative as much as possible and say, these F boys out here, you got to watch for them. You got to watch for them. Who knew that he was actually giving us the blueprint of to look out for him?
Right.
and his homeboys.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all you were talking about. So, like, as you said, you know what advice to give because you do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our community, and I really hate it. Like, we're so damaged in like the men and the women. Not everybody, of course, not everybody, but I mean, on an overall level, when we look at the dating scene, especially for young people, like I'm in these dating streets, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? And both sides are damaged. And to Bishop's point, it all comes from trauma.
Yeah.
Either childhood trauma or past relationship trauma and baggage that both parties carry from relationship to relationship. That's why I personally don't like, although they're funny, I don't like the whole the only way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Well, look, you'll get over them like, you know, it takes your mind off of it, but your heart and your mental is still in that other person. So that then when you meet the next person, the first thing that they do that reminds you of the other person is a serious trigger. You're going off. This poor man might actually be a hardworking man who has to work late. But because the last Negro you was with always used that excuse, you on his butt, 0 to 100. You gotta work late. You must be messing with somebody else. And he's sitting there like, no, I just gotta work late. You know what I'm saying? And it's stuff like that that undergirds a lot of our relationship problems. It's so many things. Even with the men, like when we look at Martell, cheating. Yes, you God gave us control of our loins. We can make our own choices. But for some people, and for some reason, people refuse to believe it. I've said it before with my own father. That's why you got to really study somebody before you decide to get into a relationship with them, because this stuff will rear its ugly head. His father had 9, 10 outside children. He was almost destined to have an outside child. Like it was, you know, he's 81. The time he grew up in, how he was nurtured, all the men did it. They took care and provided for their homes, but if they had enough coin and they could have another home over here, they would. So when you realize that a man has a father like that or uncles like that, they feed that into the young boys. Their sexuality is core to their manhood. Oh man, you only got one woman. Oh man, you ain't doing nothing. They grow up into that. And it takes a strong person to reject everything that they were taught. And a lot of people never get there, honestly. So, you know, I'm sorry for even going into that tangent, but for me, this is just a microcosm of why we should not be so eager to jump into what any and everybody puts out here. And when I say jump into it, put your money behind it. If you want to listen to him rant and rave on the internet all day, cool. But the books that he has sold and then branched off into all other kind of multiple streams of income, like I said, the little game he has, all of that was nothing but marketing to a clear targeted audience who he knew was going to eat it up. The other thing, Monica, with him is people have to look at, it's not just him. The marketing to Black women, I went to like a lot of political classes because I've always been very interested in politics from a grassroots level. If y'all really sit back and look at it, especially depending on where you live, I live in the South, most Black male political candidates, even if they're married, if you look at their political cards, you know, the little mailers and things that come to your house, you very rarely see a full family picture. In almost every white male candidate, you're going to see the wife, the kids, and the dog. But it's a PR specialist thing, even into music. I watched this thing recently on Montel Jordan, how he was married to his female manager since like when he got hot in the 1990s. And they had to constantly tell people, oh no, she's just the manager. They wanted to market him as a single man to make him more desirable because they feel like Black women will not buy from married men. They want you to lust after that man. The same thing happens with, I'll say, since I lived in New Orleans for so long, Cedric Richmond, who has, gone from the U.S. House of Representatives and now is working with Joe Biden. He's married and got a kid. And most people don't know that because you never see his wife. You never see his children, even when he was running. So for her to be okay with never being in the foreground, always being in the background, but now because he caught up in some BS, she got to be in the foreground. I'm sorry. I'm insulted for her if she's not. And I would not let someone use me in that way because that's all he's doing. And I guess because she is the wife, she wants to protect the bottom line too. But it ain't enough money in the world. None. I would divorce him. I'm sure they ain't got no prenup. And take my little half and go on about my business. Do they have children? Like, it's so much. Yeah, see, why have we never seen these kids?
They have children. Yep, they do.
You want to promote Black love, which the foundation of the Black community and Black love is the Black family. You supposedly have a healthy Black family, yet we never see it. How, Sway? How?
It's very, like you said, it's all a gimmick. He's building up this Superman in these women's minds so he can go and chase them, when he's done preaching on his soapbox. And he's mastered it. He is literally mastered it. And then he hides the wife so he could say, I'm just not happy in my marriage. I'm not happy. That's why, or we're separating. That's why, you never see me post them. Let me acknowledge some people and their generosity. Anthony Lofties, thank you so much for the super sticker. Very generous of you. Thank you. Crowned by Bria. Hey, sis. That's our sis. You have to take what these men are doing with a grain of salt. He's holding on to her hand to keep attachment so his wife won't leave. He needs the reassurance. He could care less about her feelings. It's about his image. I think he's just holding her hand as an image thing to say, we are a united front. We're together. We're working things out. I don't think he cares about her. No, I'm pretty sure when he got off that live, he went and called his girlfriend. Yeah. He's a hustler. He's a con man. Lindsay Bria, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, usually people who write books like his, right, based on their own life experiences. I don't know who he was before this, but a quick Google search said so much. Yeah. No, I mean, this was not, like I said, he was at rock bottom, living out of a motel. This is all hypothetical, y'all, in my mind. Okay. The Hennessy bottle was at a drip. And when he woke up, an infomercial was on the TV telling him how he can transform his life. And he sat in that motel and concocted this whole relationship expert BS. Okay. I'm telling you, that's how it happened. Oh my goodness. Now, after him and the wife did that PR video, they went and did this wife and husband chat. Let me go ahead and play that so I can share it with you folks. Some more BS for you. Sheila Watts, thank you so much for the super chat. Why every time someone get caught wrong, they want to bring God into it? Yeah, I know, right? Leave God out of y'all mess. It's BS, and I'm not buying it. Monica Plaz, Marcella Bishop, love y'all. Shout out to Schoolboy. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Schoolboy.
Hey.
Yeah. I am Aquarius. Carson, thank you so much for the super chat. You about to lose your job. Catch this dance. Get this dance. It's too late for him, honey. The damage is done. Cancel that bitch. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I think he can bounce back. I think he's a PR expert. He's mastered marketing, Facebook pixels. That's a thing. That's a marketing thing. I think that brother knows exactly how to bounce back from this. Let's see here. Queen Key 84. Thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. DJ says, Thank you for the super chat. If you don't expose your hidden issues in due time, your hidden issues will expose you. Hi, Vibe. Thank you so much for the super chat. We got to stop entertaining clowns. Master your intuition, Black women. It's your power. Cindy C, thank you so much for the super sticker. Monica, your story makes the most sense. I'm just playing. I'm clowning with y'all. I have a wild imagination, but to me, that last name triggered that, those thoughts. Come on now. That is a made up last name. BB, thank you so much for the super chat. I never trusted him. He preaches about Black love and the family unit, yet he failed to show his wife and family. Hypocrisy at its finest. Hashtag love the panel. Thank you. We love you too. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can watch this together. Okay, give me 1 second. Make a few adjustments here.
Oh God, oh God. What you about to show us, Lord Jesus? I'm getting nervous.
Yes, I want everybody to hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all.
Oh Lord, I seen
He's
this.
still in this bonnet? Oh no, ma'am.
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Play no games, take no prisoners when it comes to certain things.
It's out now, no audio.
That it develops a sense of pride. And pride comes before the fall. And whenever you have pride and you're in a space that God has allowed you to be, He's called you to be, but you're not doing it the right way, God will humble you. YouTube is now on here too.
Hi, YouTube. How y'all doing?
God will humble you. So a lot of people were asking, last year, why no videos? You're going weeks, you're going months without posting anything like that. 2020, for some people, it was a pandemic, but for me, it was my lowest year because it was like a reckoning with getting so far into this path that God really has called me to be, but not doing it in God's way. And I almost lost, I really did lose my family. I lost my wife, I lost my children. And it was really what I needed though. Because I believe in this, I believe in that, but it's just like, okay, if that's not translating into action in that regard, you need to, one, prioritize that, and two, you need to change your tone whenever you're talking. Because you're a product of grace to even be this far in what you're doing for years or whatever, doing it kind of according to your own standard. You're a product of grace. So you don't have room. This is how I got checked. Okay, when it came to my relationship with God, she was already gone. She was already done. She wiped her hands with me, man. And I can't control that. I can't tell she's obligated. But for me and God, it was, Derrick, you have to get in alignment. My purpose is bigger than the two of y'all. My purpose, I gave you a purpose, and I gave you gifts. So with that, here we are. But a lot of people, I think the timing is just off. So many people are sharing probably the hurt that you felt at one point.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of hurt that I had felt. We're talking about, we've known each other since we were 19. And all the years of doing it wrong, breaking up, getting back together, and all these things that we're never healed from. So we talk about getting into a marriage, never healed from these things, and not having boundaries in place. So a combination of all these things, of course, leads to hurt. But with that, we have to understand as a people that these things lead to bitter roots. They lead to hurt. They spill over into other aspects and areas of our lives. And before we know it, we're drowning. We're never happy. We're never satisfied. So for him, that looked a certain way. For me, it looked a certain way. But with that, there is hurt. So was I hurt? Absolutely. There's a time where I was hurt. There's a time where I was fed up. Everything that you could think of, I did. I yelled at him. I cussed at him. I called him out of his name. I left these things, and none of that was helpful. None of that was helpful, and it was hurtful. It caused more hurt, more pain, and more damage.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
And I don't want to cut you off. But I think in that time, even though I can appreciate you taking accountability for that and saying it wasn't helpful, I think it was justified to feel what you felt and express it in whatever way it came to you.
Definitely. You're talking about other women, but other women
I got
being
you.
with you.
Right.
Excuse my language, guys.
Right.
You're talking about that. You're talking about things that I have seen, pictures, videos that I had seen well before anything was ever leaked to the public. I have seen things, and yes, I acted on that anger. So this is not something that I just escaped from or didn't feel any type of way. Where I'm at now is only by the grace of God for delivering me from the hurt and the pain that came along with this behavior. And none of it is justifiable. There's no reason why any of this should have ever happened, not even in the marriage or before marriage. So that's where I'm at now. I actually have true peace, and that peace comes from God. The source and the source of my strength comes from God, not him, not what he does on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever. It doesn't come from that. It comes from God. And with that, I am living in victory. I'm walking in victory. I'm healed. I am whole. And I know who I am. And so you guys will definitely be seeing more of me as we continue on in this journey.
Well, let me ask you a question. And I want you to, of course, continue being honest as you've already been. Where are you at now in terms of the hurt, in terms of the pain, the healing, since you first found, since I came forward with everything? Where does that put you right now? Like, why haven't you just left? You know, with everything that I did and what you saw and how bad it was, why didn't you leave and where you at right now?
Well, again, I say, I did leave because I was like, listen, the next time you cheat on me is going to be the last. And when I found out about it, I left. Again, I packed up everything that I could fit in my car and I left. And I didn't turn back. I didn't hesitate. When you came, I sent you back home by yourself. And I told you, listen, do what you need to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. So why didn't I leave? Well, I actually did leave. And I stayed gone for almost all of the year.
And filed for divorce.
And I filed for divorce, actually. I did file for divorce. I had the best of the best, whatever, but I filed for divorce. I said, I'm not coming back. I told you before we got married, the next time you do it, I'm going to leave. And that's what I did. I left and I stayed gone. And the only reason I even entertained coming back and then now and back full-fledged is because there was an actual shift in your mentality and how you just dealt with me, you actually eliminating people from your life, cutting off these connections with these people. And that is something that you've never done, you never hinted at. There's even with all the trying again, breaking up, getting back together, with all of it, you had never done that, not one time. And then also your pursuit of God and your continued pursuit with or without me, because I was done. I was out of your life. It was over. So, so that's where I'm at right now. I have peace about it. I know that there's an actual sustained change, and that sustained change is not contingent on anything that I said that I wanted that you could do for me or anything. That had to do with you and God and your personal relationship and you changing for him and what he called you to be and what he wanted you to be. And with that, I have the security and the peace that I needed to continue to move forward. Plus, we still have our counsel that we go to. You go to on your own still. It's not something that has stopped just because I came back. And again, we got back in the same space of like being in the same space in October. So this was not an overnight process. This was a long haul process. And I said, no, I'm not coming back. I left, packed it and left. So
where are you now in terms of like, okay, if somebody was to ask you how the last, I don't know, couple of months, 1 second, Marley, I'm coming. I'm not gonna get her. I'll let you answer while I go. But in terms of the last 6 months, or since we've been back in one space, how would you describe the marriage compared to what it was before, compared to the relationship, even before the marriage and all that other, because we've been off and on, by the way, for 12 years, but we were off and on the first, 7 or 8. And then we got back together and later in 2016. But the marriage, the new marriage, compared to the old marriage or relationship, or how would you describe that? I'm gonna
How I would describe it. So, hey guys, I'm here while he's gonna go check on our daughter. I would describe the new marriage as completely new. The old marriage was built on a lack of boundaries, engagement. There were certain mentalities that he had that I could not stand. But I did in that time try and to accept it, but it just ended up to nothing. So those things have changed. How he thinks about him just having contact with people that he has had sex with, being friends with them still on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, unacceptable. And now he understands why that is an issue, and it's not something that I had to force on him. I just packed up and left. I said enough is enough. And so with that, in this new marriage, he has completely continued staying to keeping those things eliminated, letting me have access to everything, and again, allowing me to speak for myself. Okay, so I don't need him to speak for me or any of these things. So with all of these things combined together is different. His engagement and just our personal time, our time with our family, all of these things are different. How he speaks, you guys can tell in some of the videos that he's done that he talks different. He carries himself with a different air, and all of these things have translated into the new marriage that never existed before. Boundaries, even now with boundaries with new people that are coming, we meet new people every day. We have boundaries. He has boundaries in place. There's things that he does where he lets me know, hey, such and such, this is a conversation that happened, or hey, I just met such and such, and I think this is an opportunity. These type of conversations never happened in the old marriage. they never happened. He would do his own thing, and I would never know about it, or he would just go and act on whatever, and then I find out about it after the fact. And so all of these things are different.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear all of what you said. I was getting Marley. But okay, the whole purpose of going live. First off, whose idea was it to go live?
It was my idea. I said, we're going to have to go live about this, right?
Okay.
Because you guys don't know me. You don't know me. You never see me. You don't know my mannerisms or anything like that. And I needed to be able to speak for myself. Like, I'm left the situation when it was time for me to leave. So.
Well, you always been one introvert.
That's true.
Two, you always had resting, not happy face. So people take that whenever you're listening, it's like, man, she's hurt, she's damaged, she is still wounded. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree with that, but what would you say to that piece of it?
I would say this: by his stripes, I am healed. Okay, I had to do the work. I had to get with God and be honest and say, Lord, I don't deserve this. I've dealt with it for too many years. And the repetitiveness of it, the things that I've seen, guys, you don't understand the things that I've seen, the images that I've seen, the videos that I've seen did a number on me. There was a time where I was broken and I was damaged. And I am not in that place anymore because by his stripes, I am healed. And I released those things to him. He says, cast all your cares, your worries, and anxieties onto him. Okay, and that's what I did. Every aspect, every single detail, every crevice of the person, every video that I seen, every picture, all of it, I gave to God. And if I had not done that, then I would probably still be in the same place. And also, the biggest thing was forgiveness, right? There was a time where I was just holding on to anger, like,
listen, if I see her on the street, you know, who's going to stop me type of thing. But I was like, you know what? I learned in my journey, I have to forgive. And forgiveness is not for the person, it's for me to be set free, to be able to move forward. And as I learned how to do that over time, I got more and more and more healing. And that type of healing that you need from this type of situation can only come from God. No man, no therapist, no pastor, nobody can heal from this type of pain. Only the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, can heal from this type of thing. And so when I let him in and I gave him the details, every single details, the uncomfortable detail, the rage that I had, the insecurity that I had, and all of that, that's when I got my healing. And that's where I am today. And that's how I have the peace and the healing that I have right now to be able to even speak to you. I mean, a year ago, I would even say 8 months ago, I would never get on here and say anything to anybody. I would probably be in the comment sections with y'all. I mean, there was a time where I would I would be in the comment sections with y'all like, So that all comes to healing through God. And so,
yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not so much, I don't want to, me personally, there's so much more to this story. So much more from both sides. I've never been a fan of bringing people into, making this a group chat, a group dialogue, group marriage. With all due respect, this marriage, this family is a real life thing. It's not just online. There's two kids that want both of their parents to went home. I fess up to what I've done to her in every capacity. She already knows it. I know the things that she's done, but she didn't cause me to do anything. And I want to make that clear. But even as we're talking, we're not explaining ourselves. And that's not an egotistical thing. I really don't even want to set the wrong precedent coming on here and just explaining. But because of how this story has gone, I know God can get so much glory. Because, okay, so in years past, what she's talking about, and correct me when I'm wrong, you know, if you do it again, this was back, like I'm talking about when, before we even got back together in 2016, you were talking about?
yeah.
2016. So as we even get back together as boyfriend and girlfriend that year, you know, she let me know because the previous stint had a relationship. Yes, it ended with like not infidelity, I guess, with cheating. Ended with cheating. So that was what, 6 years ago, whenever it was, 6, 7 years ago from now.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, I made the decision to jump back in because I'm like, well, based on my intelligence now, my age now, how much I love you, this is never going to happen, right? I've done the work going to my dad and cutting that, you know, situation down to where it needed to be and healing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to, you know, now I'm going to a counselor. And basically all of these natural world things are fixing the situation. But it wasn't until I, not you, but I brought God in. And this is before the blow up. But this is before the blow up, February 4th, 2020. We actually already had an argument, by the way. But February 4th, 2020, me saying, God, I can't do this without you. I can't, I'm clearly not winning. I'm over here, I'm tripping. I'm doing stuff outside of my values. I'm risking everything. And if we want to go to the business, but I'm risking my family. I'm clearly failing at being the man even I say I am and want to be. Now, I can't do it without you. And it wasn't until I came into submission to God, like really saying, well, God, not my way, not my understanding, not my books, theories, videos, none of that. Mm-hmm. Lord, what is your standard of how to do this thing? That I really, from that point, was like set free. I say set free, but it's really set free for myself. Mm-hmm. I know in the Bible talks about dying to yourself and things of that nature. And some people think this is new. I've been now saved a little over a year, but we're not going to go into that. And the reason why I wanted to get on here is because I know there's so much glory to God that can be given by anybody else. Maybe it's not infidelity. Maybe it is just having a sharp tongue. Maybe it is needing to heal. Whatever it is, man, personally experiencing that power and that grace over you before things blow up. Again, there's no, oh, she knows this, she knows that. Before, I think you had some idea of it beforehand, but before I know that she knows anything about anything, That's what I experienced. That finally brought all of this, oh, I want to do this right, I want to do that, into alignment with my actions.
Mm-hmm.
So it was later on that I came forward, I confessed, because I can't be repentant without being totally honest. But that's why I'm doing it, because it's important that for anybody, now my experience is, for anybody that's trying to turn that page, you smart, you know this, that, and the other, well, without God, without deliverance, without God, and I'm not saying that I was just strictly being dictated by something else. My decision is my decision, but without God, you're gonna fail. I failed anyway, without God. So that's why I want to do. That's why I was like, man, this is a great idea. When you said let's do the live, people don't have to agree. I get it. The trolls are here. The bloodthirsties are here. People don't have to agree. There's somebody out there that needed to see me not perfect.
Yeah.
There's somebody that needed to see Derrick not high up this perfect pedestal, and I don't know why I ever got there, but I'll take the blame. Somebody needed to see that, and somebody needed to hear, not just from me, but from you. And they always want to find a way to validate you if you're not saying what they want you to say. Oh, you blink if you need help. You're getting forced to do this.
I am not a slave to anybody, including you.
You're just protecting the brand. You're just trying to save face.
Listen, when I left the mansion and everything in it to sleep on a couch, and I didn't look back and care. And when you came, I left. So none of that matters. I'm not going to be a slave to you or anybody.
I know that. You come off soft-spoken, but they don't know your true strength, and they will know. But
you'll know.
Nonetheless, man, us being able to now sit and talk about this like this, because I'm talking about 7-8 months ago, we couldn't even have this much space.
No, I wouldn't even allow him to touch me. So no.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, God can work some miracles. I'm not sitting here just saying it's all God because in order for God to do anything through you, you have to co-labor. Okay, so it came from a lot of conscious decisions of Derrick to let go of pride that Derrick knows best when it comes to shaping human behavior. Derrick is a teacher. Derrick will get together. No, Derrick had to let go of pride and now let some accountability partners come in without her saying do this and do that. Derrick had to take it upon himself, and then God co-labors with us in order to produce fruit from that. Mm-hmm. So it's not so much about let's make it completely clear, at least from my perspective. We're not trying to prove nothing, convince nothing, explain. It's much more about, okay, this situation is what it is and it's so public. Let's give God glory.
Yeah. All glory, honor, and power belongs to him. So
because all I've ever known is, especially even in the marriages, if things ain't going well, you might as well throw it away. Yeah. You might as well throw it away, let it go. It's pointless to continue. He gonna be who he is. She gonna be who she is. Y'all will never, be able to rebound, get somebody new.
Right, but what they're missing from it is that God is the only one who can change a person. That person has to be open to it, but God can change a person. It doesn't matter what it is that they were doing. It's called transforming in the renewing of the mind. Once you accept him and you start to pursue him and you're getting that word in you, there is going to be a change, and that change is going to be sustained by him. Because when we try to do that change on our own, we fail, we go back. I think you experienced some of that in the time. But when you have God and you are pursuing him and he makes that change in you, then it is sustained in him. It's by his strength, his power, his might, and with his renewing and the transformation of the mind for it to be sustained, for you to continue to stay away from those things and for your eyes to be open to why these things were a detriment to you and everybody around you, right? So we have to understand that we are living here in the world, but we are not of the world. We are walking in the flesh, but we do not war after the flesh. So what it used to look like, we don't do anymore. And what we are doing now is giving all glory and honor to God and how he wants it to be done. And so that change comes from him. Anybody can be changed if you're open to it, if you accept him as your Lord and Savior, and as you continue your pursuit of him, you will be changed. There, it's called transformation, okay? And that is where we're at now. There's been a transformation. There's been a renewing of the mind. There's been scales taken off the eyes to understand why these different things became an issue, why boundaries are important, why these open doors continue to stay open until there was a decision made. And so that's where we are.
Okay. Well, I think that is plenty. No, I'm hungry right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. Let me see.
All right, yeah, we didn't want to come in.
I blame you in the bonnet.
I know somebody
Oh
said,
my goodness, that was painful. That was painful.
I blame you for playing this video and the bonnet for making them speak on camera.
That was painful. Oh my God.
The bonnet's a PR team.
Not the bonnet being the PR team. Bishop.
I can't get this. This girl.
Oh my goodness. Channel members, I just posted the link in the community tab. Please join us. Please join us. And then I'll post it here shortly. Oh my goodness. Plaz, what are your thoughts? What were your thoughts? Well, before you start, Mimi Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Miss Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. Healing hands touch and make whole. Okay. All right. Okay. She's buying it. That's okay. They do. Cindy C, thank you so much for the super chat. Girl, come on. He cheated when they were just dating and she married him and had his babies and he still kept cheating. When is it going to be enough? See, this whole thing was stupid in my opinion because he gave himself up. He basically said the things he was preaching and telling and selling to the Black community, he wasn't preaching. He's a hypocrite.
He wasn't living it.
Plaz, what are your thoughts?
I just want people to stop being brainwashed by randoms like Derrick Jaxn on the internet and by the good pastor who cheats on First Lady every other day too. That was nothing but indoctrination. That wasn't God. All of that, by his stripes I am healed. How you healed? It ain't even been 6 months. How?
The old marriage, the new marriage, all that was a bunch of nonsense.
Pulling the scales off her eyes.
Y'all been dealing for 12 years. So that means since like 2009. And if he's 31, so since he was 19. He been cheating on you for 12 years. 12. But all of a sudden in 6 months, he has found God. And he is delivered. Yeah, nah. And even if he is, people love to quote the scriptures that sound so good, because people buy into that. By his stripes I am healed. Yeah. Then of course he had to throw in the classic manipulator. It was the haters. Y'all know y'all want to see me fall. Y'all want to see me off my pedestal. So you're here. Yes, as you have done everybody else for the last 4-5 years that had a transgression. So these are your chickens coming home to roost. Now, when we talk about healing, we want to talk about scripture. Bible says you are to pray where? In secret. So it's go in secret. That means not on YouTube, not on Instagram, not on the internet streets. You're supposed to go in secret and talk to your Father and get the counseling and healing that you need. And the Father, once he sees what you've done in secret, will reward you. I don't think you know nothing about being secretive, sir. You know nothing about privacy. Because if this was a true we still together, how good God has been story, we would have heard about it last week. Not this week. Once you've been exposed. If you want to talk about the glory of God and the things that God has done in your life, you would have spilled your own tea. You would have been the one to come out and say, y'all may not have known it, but me and my wife, I know y'all never seen her before, but here she is. Ain't she pretty? We have been through a lot, and we want to share how God has brought us out. But this whole reactionary BS, I'm sorry, I'm calling it BS, but I am tired of allowing myself to get worked up about people who I do not know and do not care about. I just want y'all who are watching this to not look at this as a healthy or a good example of anything, because it's not. It's complete manipulation. It is complete BS. God does not look like this. And I want our community to stop glorifying this struggle love BS, this ride or die BS. You do not have to stay while a man drags you through all kind of crap just to say you won in the end and got a ring. Don't know, that ring is tarnished as heck as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't want to ring, children, money, nothing from him, because what good is it when everybody else gets it? I'm selfish. I don't like to share. If you out here giving everything that's supposed to be of my benefit to anybody else in these streets, it's no longer precious. It's no longer special. Derrick ain't no prize. You walk
Marcella,
around like he the trophy from the bodybuilding competition. That's about all he's good for. No, ma'am. He is not anybody's. And again, can people change? Absolutely. Can people heal? Absolutely. Not within 6 months. You was just screwing somebody else July, August, whatever of 2020.
Marcella, what are your thoughts on his whole spiel, his marketing propaganda? I mean, he's akin to Jim Jones, in my opinion. Seriously, please stop drinking the Kool-Aid, y'all. Please.
He is trying to save those coins, y'all. That's what this is all about. He don't want her. He don't want her. When she told y'all she moved out the mansion, was sleeping on somebody else's couch, and what she wanted, she was going after that money too. And he had to get her back there, and how he knew her weak spot was add God in this, and she'll come back. Just stay cool, she'll come back. This girl have told y'all tonight that she had rage. It was something cooking up in that house, honey. That's why she left. But I'm telling you, he is a fraud. He is Community Jackson from now on. I'm telling y'all, don't play with him. This man has opened and destroyed his marriage and opened up other women's legs and will open them again. This man is no good. None.
Well, did you hear the part where he asked her, he goes, hasn't things been different? Haven't I changed? So he knows what he's doing. He's very manipulative, right?
Yes.
He changes temporarily. He changes temporarily. Very affectionate. Stays at home. Not on his phone. Gave her his passwords.
Yes.
Bitch, you should have been gave her the passwords from the beginning. I got all the passwords. Okay.
Did you hear her almost cuss? She almost
as if that's like a perk, right? As if it's a YouTube perk. You got all the passwords now, right?
I just manipulative. The audacity that he had to even be interviewing her.
Yes, asking her questions. Bishop, your thoughts?
Well, this has been, a ploy from the very beginning, because you can tell on their wedding photos she's not used to dressing up. He picked a girl that was quite awkward, very pretty, but she's a little nerdy and she worships the athlete. So he picked her from Jump Street because he knew she'd be faithful to him. And he probably was her first and her only. And so she stayed with him through everything. What's up?
I'm sorry. You know who she looks like?
Who?
Dee, the little sister off of What's Happening.
Oh!
She don't got D personality though, because D was a spitfire. I like D.
But she's there for the money too. I don't think he's stupid enough not to get a prenup. He don't seem like that type. I think the whole thing is for image, but I do believe his karma is going to be a second wife, because usually they get someone that is money hungry, and he's gonna be her Marjorie Harvey. She's gonna be his Marjorie Harvey. He's gonna get someone that's gonna look the part, dressed to the nine, and all that good stuff. And from what I heard, quiet as kept, they got married because she got pregnant. That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
And she
It
had
was a
that
shotgun
baby.
wedding. She was pregnant in the wedding photo. Let me show it to you. It was a shotgun wedding. That's the only reason why he married her. Oh, sorry. The long version of it. She has a huge belly. She's pregnant. How embarrassing! I would never do. I would just wait.
And by that time, the men were calling him out, saying, "Ladies, y'all really buying this BS?" Because he told y'all, "Oh, you don't give it up till you get married. You don't have no baby until you get married." And she was what? Pregnant. I'm like, can we count the months? The men were counting the months for the women. The women like, nah, don't talk about him. At least he's doing the right thing. Y'all ain't doing nothing. I'm like, but y'all don't want listening to him and buying everything from him. Man. We're not the main consumers of his business. But it just want to be fooled. So I can't really blame nobody but the consumers and that woman he with, because if a joker is a joker, he's a joker. You can't. I mean, he's showing you all the cards, laying them on the table, and he give a little bit to his audience, some hypocrisy, and they bite it and they be like, "Well, he's human." I'm like, okay, whatever. If you want to be a fool, be a fool. But I think this is the whole ploy for her to start getting her channel popping, and for her to start doing the business. And what they're going to do is some marriage counseling, and they're going to start selling books, and they're going to do the whole nine, because he got to save that career. So I'm now the husband, the doting husband, and the father. I'm going to sell books and sell a TV show. I'm the next Steve Harvey. Telling you.
I hate the fact that he is selling this and pimping our community. That's what bothers me the most. It's sad. Like, how do you sleep at night? I don't know how people like that can exist, because the guilt I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep. The guilt would kill me. Why don't we go ahead and take some calls? But before we do that, I want to acknowledge CC. Thank you so much for the super chat and the Canadian coin. He shows no compassion at all for what he's done. None. Not even an ounce. Fifi Washington, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady, just go and get the grits and call it a night. Hashtag surviving Derrick Jaxn. Girl, get the grits.
Yes. But my thing is this. She known for 8 years that he was cheating. Who do we blame? Do we really blame him, y'all?
Yeah, you knew for love. You're naive. You just try to stick it out. See, after 3 years, you're like, I ain't going no place. I'm gonna tough this out. I done put in 3 years with this man, and I'm not going to go start all over again. For the Caucasian listeners out there that don't know what the grits are, back in the day, there was a musician. I forgot the name of the musician.
Al Green.
Al Green.
But he was
in the
beating
shower.
his wife.
He was in the shower, and he was very abusive to his wife, and she just couldn't take no more. So when he went in the shower, she went and cooked a hot pot of grits and threw it on him. When he came out, just threw it on him. So listen, that's a classic story that, it's a lesson learned. Stop cheating, stop beating on your women, or you're going to get the grits.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I love some.
But did y'all hear when she said, I don't let him touch me? That's why he out there doing something else with somebody else.
And my thing is, if it's
told
over,
her to say that. He told her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably true, but he told her to say it. Like, ladies, this is why I had to go get what I needed. You weren't satisfying me.
But was she satisfying you at 19? I'm pretty sure I was humping like jackrabbits, according to the book, when she left you the first time. Because the book tells it that she left him the first time. And he was heartbroken.
Yeah, sure he was. Crystal, thank you so much for the super chat. How convenient there is a new marriage now, just in time for his book and the Tasha K interview. The old marriage, new marriage. That's very church counseling talk. Leave that all right. Leave that stuff in the old marriage. In the new marriage, you can't bring that stuff.
I'm telling you,
Bishop, no.
It's gonna sell like hotcakes in the church. He built too, and he dark skinned with pearly white teeth. Then we're like, I'm gonna be the second wife, and he gonna get a second wife. And I guarantee you, the second wife is gonna take him. I'm telling you, if she not turning to the second wife, because she said it's a new marriage. So I'm gonna need her to see a new hairstylist. I'm gonna need them to take that bonnet off. I'm gonna need you to do what you need to do to keep him in line, ma'am.
I guarantee you, Avonta Gray is on speed dial, bending them DMs or something. Young sister, I see what you're going through. I've been there before. We have to uphold our men. Boo bye.
Mm-hmm.
You and that man can go to hell. Excuse me.
Nell too. Nell gonna call it too.
Don't y'all put down Shirley Murdoch. Don't y'all dare do that.
Oh, baby,
And he
it's
would-
all right.
He would be blogging and babysitting because I would be getting my nails done, my hair done, and out. Every time he look up, baby, I'm blogging. I said, and babysitting. I gotta go.
But like Monica said, now all of a sudden we hear Marley and the kids in the background. Oh, you go take care of the baby, honey. Girl,
Bishop got their number. Bishop has their number.
She
Bishop's a toy. This is the second half of the marketing scheme. Okay.
And now they know God now. Before he didn't know God. I'm like, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now, but I bet you we can go back in them videos and hear him talking about God all the time. But now you want to say you ain't really know him until a year ago. But even again, a year ago, but 6 months ago, you were still screwing around. So
make it make sense.
When did the salvation come in exactly? Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She said, Bishop, you can't blame cheating on the bunny. Okay, maybe you can.
Ask Todd. Todd
Well,
said he wear that bonnet every night. Didn't he tell Candy that?
See, this is why I got set. Oh, never mind. Nothing.
She didn't turn him into the bee. He is kissing her butt to stay home.
Temporarily.
Well, for married men, buy your wife satin pillowcases. That way she don't have to wear that bonnet to bed.
Oh, okay.
Clever. Ain't it clever, dude? So you can't say you blame that bonnet for cheating. You get a satin
Vanessa
pillowcase.
said you was a catch. Listen, okay.
Well, I make love first and then I put on the bonnet. I make love first. I make love first, take my shower and then put on my bonnet. The bonnet means we're going to bed now. I got mine.
Okay. Right. I'm surprised you still have braids on your head, Marcella, because you and your husband sound like y'all get down. Like it's the jungle up in there.
I do it. I got braids. I like to be pulled across the floor with these braids. That's why I stay in the ponytail.
Oh, Lord. Jacqueline W., thank you so much for the super chat. Please stop this video and get back to the panel. I'm sick of them both. Yeah. He's a silver-tongued fox and she's gullible. Poor girl. Yeah. Beauty educator, thank you so much for the super chat. As big and strong muscles Derrick appears on the outside, he now comes across as scared little boy, little punk, sad. Mimi Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Healing. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Y'all notice he mentioned his father. All of a sudden, I had to reconcile my father. Oh yeah, you've been watching my videos again, haven't you? Because I'm the only one that knows your book very well.
Oh wow. Cindy C, girl, come on. He cheated when they were just dating and she married him and had his babies and still kept cheating. When is it going to be enough? Never. It's in his nature. Cheating is in his nature. He's not going to change.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, y'all.
Did y'all hear that girl say he went down on her and then you kissing your wife and your churn? Oh my God.
Marquita Robinson, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry, but why in every video does he say, I don't know why people put me on a pedestal? Quote unquote. He knows damn well that's a part of the brand and what he sells. He needs to stop lying. Air punch. He's a con artist. That's what they do. Lady Zay Dean, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, she said that, but his other woman told Tasha K he said he wasn't pleasing him. Oh my goodness. Let me go and add Team Bonnet to the chat. Hey, Team Bonnet. One time for the Team Bonnet. Okay. All right.
Yes. Stop talking about her bonnet. Oh my gosh. But Jackson, it's hilarious because I always seen his videos on Facebook. I never watched him. I really just I click on him to watch the comments because you can see the dudes like tearing him apart. And for the most part, I thought he was like a really good guy, but I never like bought any like of his books and whatnot. Just like, oh, okay, he seemed like a really honest guy until this came out. I was shocked. I seen that Tasha K video, 2 of them, and it was hilarious. I was crying because she came back with a second one, like, oh, you want to call me a liar? Oh, okay. And she just started letting all the receipts out. Oh my God. But his wife, because I seen some people saying like it's her fault. And no, that's his choice, his decision. He's a grown man, and he made a video stating something about when you're separated from your spouse, you should not go outside your marriage. But sir, you okay, and you're practicing what you're preaching? No, you're not. So I'm just here for the comments and the laughs because we need to cancel him. I don't care. Well, yes, I do care about his family, like how they're going to make income and whatnot, and hopefully maybe he can bounce back from this. Or I think Bishop said his wife could possibly, I don't know, do her own channel or whatnot. But yeah, we can't listen to him no more.
Oh, he can sell the mansion.
Yeah, but because where's kids gonna live? So
I have a question for you, but wouldn't this be partially her fault? He been cheating for the whole time they've been together because she admitted it. Oh, all the women. I'm like, so you married him knowing that he's a habitual cheater,
right?
Well, how is that her fault? But
because she accepted the proposal.
Absolutely.
I would have said, no, sir. I would have told my daughter, you tell that man to take his ring back and get it going. We'll find you somebody else, honey. You don't have to accept this.
Well, yeah, she accepted it, but it's not her fault that he cheated. Like, people are going after her looks because they're looking at her old photos and bringing that up.
It's her fault, though. I mean, it's like buying a piece of broken furniture, then getting home and saying, "Why isn't this brand new?"
Right.
But he bought the furniture. He put a ring on that furniture.
And they said to you, ma'am,
she was pregnant.
Final sale. They said, final sale. See this scratch? Take it as is. And then you get home and say, why isn't this shit brand new? Make it make sense.
Even Monica, even before she got pregnant, before she had to have the shotgun wedding, he was cheating.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I would be scared for him to impregnate me.
And he had to marry her because that baby was there. How is he gonna go out and say, "I'm Derrick J, stay with your family," and he got a baby out there somewhere?
I think it's what you call the old keeper baby. If y'all know what I mean, the ninja baby. So that's a possibility. But yeah, he knew how she was and who she was all them years. And she knew the exact same thing, who he was. So I think that's why she possibly wasn't in the public so much, because she's embarrassed. I would be like, you just letting this dude go out here and, well, not raw dog, but he was
doing that too.
Well, they said that orally, he didn't use protection, but the girl said that when they had intercourse, they used protection.
That was one of them. One of them said
that was one of them.
Listen, condoms slip off, okay?
And
condoms
he ate it orally. He kissed his wife orally. He kissed his kids orally. Yeah. He's been with other people. That one girl said they used a condom, but not. What about the other girls? We don't know.
Oh yeah, I only heard 2 other girls on Tasha K's show, but yeah, he just needs to be canceled. Like it's nasty. Even his interviews, trying to pretty much make up for everyone coming after him. No, just get him offline.
Yeah, it's just, oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Team Bonnet. One time for the Team Bonnet. Yes. Okay.
We see you.
Bye, my love. Have a good night. Bye. Bonnet Cutie, you ready to get on?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ready?
The Bonnet sisters are coming.
I see you looking. Okay. Hey, boo.
Oh, she got a scarf on today.
How are you? I know I have my scarf on today. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I don't even know who this dude is. I literally just did a quick like everything search. Personally, me, based at least off his Instagram, I am not impressed whatsoever. Like the way his Instagram is literally set up. Remember how Instagram used to be, how people used to not really post pictures of themselves? They put like quotes and stuff up. That's literally his Instagram. Like it's struggling between it being his personal account and his business. Like it's like his if you look at his Instagram right now, it's literally all over the place. And it's like, I don't know, like he'll put personal stuff here and then he'll put like he'll screenshot like his Twitter quotes and everything there. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you getting at with this? Like, I'm just not impressed. I'm really not impressed. And the fact that he's writing books on relationships when, I'm sorry, did he go to school for any of this? Did he really? Did he go to school, Bishop?
He went to school. I don't think specifically for this, but he went to
No, that's what I mean. Like it's like you're writing books on this stuff where it's like I mentioned in my comment, like you're basing it off of your experiences and everything. Like, come on, dude. Like me personally, I'm not impressed with him. And I think I want to speak mainly for women. I feel like, but this is in general, like we need to really come together and stop literally settling. Like we just need to stop settling. Like the fact that she knew that he was literally a habitual cheater and she still went on with this is unacceptable. Like, have pride in yourself to not deal with this mess. And it's so sad because like me coming from a Hispanic background, like you literally are ride or die in your marriage. And it's like, literally me and my little sister have conversations about this and we're like, no, like, no, like we know our words. Like we know like once cheating one time, we're out the door because we're not tolerating that. And just like us and like culturally, like it's, and you see it in different cultures, not just Black, not Hispanic. You see it like Asian cultures, like Indian cultures, all that stuff. Like you see people just like, especially mainly women sticking with their man. But then the minute the woman does what the man does, it's a problem. And that's ridiculous because we need to hold people accountable. We're all grown adults at the end of the day. So that's my 2 cents. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But it's so frustrating. And she's so beautiful, bonnet and all, braless and all, whatever they were saying in the comments. Like she's so beautiful. Like so beautiful. And it's so ridiculous seeing like a woman like that just basically being torn down by this man who she knew from the get-go who he was. Like I hate when people sit there and they tell like, oh well, like he used to not be like this. Sweetie, it was there, you just were blind. I don't know if you were DIC guys, but it's like it was there most likely. And it's sad. We're not thinking this head. We're thinking down there. Like we talk about how men think with like their bottom head. Women think sometimes like that. Like I mean, that's not head, but sometimes think about like down there, and it's just ridiculous.
It is.
We just can't. But that's all I really had to say.
Thank you, my love, for calling in. You're absolutely right. You made some valid points. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, it's hard to feel sorry for this young lady considering she knew what she paid for. You get what you paid for. She knew what he was about, you know. I'm going to add, let me see here, Princess to the chat. Hey, Princess.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, good evening.
Looky here. I had to figure out where to start with this foolery. You almost made me throw something at my television and break it with his foolishness. Now, I've heard this clown a few times or two. You know, he says some good points, but I don't never listen to them long speeches that he give in his car. But honey pie, they had more church scriptures than the Sunday service, okay? I was over it. They don't... First of all, God is not stupid and the Holy Ghost neither, okay? And even the Bible say, it abhors divorce, but ... If you cheating, we ain't eating, okay? He said that you can divorce if somebody cheat. God don't say be stupid. And I don't know why people want to put that on Jesus Christ and his father, because they not getting down like that. Okay. And he said he ain't never told you to love your abuser and keep them with you. Okay. You be over there, sir, and I'm gonna forgive you. And then she said, I left the house to go sleep on somebody's couch. No, sir, ma'am, sir. No, you're not gonna you gonna give me some money. I'm taking all your credit cards, and you're gonna get your ass up out this house, because you gonna go be with your whore that you wanted to be with. But I probably would leave, but I'm gonna take the money because you're gonna bring another woman. That is the biggest insult. Not only did you cheat, sir, but you're gonna cheat and bring the woman to my bed. Oh no, I'm setting the bed on fire with you in it. Don't do that to me. That's a high level of disrespect. Now let me tell you something, y'all in these bonnets here, honey. Let me say, look, if I did wear the bonnet to bed, my vagina still tastes the same. Okay, he can get it just the same. So that was an excuse. He's a cheater. He sounds like a sex addict. And he's been a sex addict for a long time. And that poor little girl, she ain't had no real man. And he done talked in her ear for the longest and made her think that he got the best pipe that she gonna ever get in her life. And he's the best man that she ain't gonna ever get in her life. And she done went back all these times because even somebody's church mother said, baby, look, he's a good man.
The pipe is good though, princess. It's good. Trust me. Peter's pipe is the best. I'm telling a girl, it's good. I'm not gonna sit up here in front.
She's stigmatized.
Monica.
But also, y'all, as Bishop said, and Princess, as you're saying, he found him a nice little Alabama girl. They probably met down there at the Tuskegee. She ain't never had nobody else. So this big strapping football player like her, and she just is grateful that someone like want her.
It's sad though, but cheater's pipe is the best. Okay,
I love you. Because he probably didn't have nothing either. He probably didn't have
a man with nothing else to do besides stay home and lay pipe.
Lay pipe. She probably had a job. She probably graduated school, cum laude, summa cum laude, got a good job, and he lost his football scholarship. He didn't make it to the NFL, and he was probably sitting at home, like you said, all broken down, saying, "What am I gonna do with my life? I got a few chicks, I'm a homosexual, and all of them put me out,
Did he even graduate? Did he even graduate? I bet
he graduated.
Okay. He graduated. Actually, I looked it up. No, girl, no. Textbook though, he's very Marceau-ish.
Y'all gonna stop talking about Marceau like that.
I looked it up when Bonnie Cutie was asking about it. He graduated. He actually had, and this makes all the sense in the world, he had a sales job at a 500 Fortune company. He is a salesman, and that is what he has been doing since 2016.
He brought the skills right into the internet.
He told her a pipe dream. Baby, don't go nowhere. Baby, please, look here. We can make a family. I'm about to be famous. I love you. Yes. Let me kiss it for you. Don't this feel good to you? We can have a nice house. Look, I promise you, if you take me back, I promise you, I'm gonna be better this time. That's why he done talked her out her drawers again, talking about a new marriage. That's the stupidest stuff I've ever heard. No, he's the same. You can't have no new marriage with the same clown. Okay, you're the clown, ma'am, and he's the clown. And ain't no way I would have went up there looking homely with no little beret hat, honey. I would have had my lipstick on. I would have had my hair pressed out. I would have had my contacts in, and I would have been looking at the camera.
And let me say this: a man that really loved you and he really said that this is new and it's a new relationship, he wouldn't let his woman go out there looking like that. Because I would never let my woman go out there looking like it's your first time coming on camera with me.
He did it on purpose, though. Yeah,
he did it on purpose, but he don't love her. That lets you know right there.
No, he didn't want nobody else looking at her because he know he a scumbag.
No, he wanted to appeal to the homely women out there. That's his audience. That's 90% of his, people who buy his products. So it's the homely woman. So that's what he wanted to appeal to. Like, look, you could be in this position one day. With So
you could be my
Did
next.
y'all saw the pictures of the women that he was cheating with? I'm sorry. If I'm
Yes.
gonna allow myself to get on camera, I'm letting these heifers know.
No, she got a
I
nice
am
body on
here
her.
now. Like
Yeah.
how y'all remember what was that Tyler Perry movie, The Family That Prays, when the white woman came to check Sanaa Lathan in the hotel room. I'm with my husband now. You won't be hearing from him anymore. She had on her suit, her heels. She walked in that room proudly. You got to let these women know, because please believe, there are women who are like, oh, he a cheater. He down.
Come
He
on
fly
down.
you out. He's still going to have women coming after him. You better let them women know if you're going to sit there and fight for it. I wouldn't be fighting
Yeah.
for it, though. I would
Me
divorce
either.
me, please. Give me
Yeah.
my coin. Bye.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Princess, the backstage is getting full, my love. Thank you for calling in.
Love you guys.
Sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Love you too. I'm going to add, let me see who I'm going to add here. Hold on a minute. I got to make my screen a little bit smaller. Okay. All right. LL. Oh, LL, you ready to come on? You ready? Okay. Here we go.
She know this brother.
I'm laughing already.
You was ready yesterday. We here today. Let's go.
Yes.
As soon as Tasha dropped that video, I was like, oh, baby, Skeeky about to be in this thing live and in color. And we have been all weekend. But, boy, you need to hire a PR team. Hire a PR team. Hire a PR team. Because what you did was some foolishness. Dania, don't ever let that man bring you on screen like that again. You had nothing to do with that. That was his stuff. Because I'm not for people dragging her. If you choose to stay with him, you choose to stay with him. But keep her name out your mouth. Because that was my only issue. Tasha went through, even in her nice, nasty way, went through and dragged her. And I was not okay with that. Because at the end of the day, if she chooses to stay with him, that's her choice. We all make choices. Even a broke clock right twice a day. But he still lied, though. He lied, talking about I didn't have a sexual relationship last night. Then all of a sudden on today's live with your wife, I had a sexual relationship. Well, what is it, sir? Because I'm standing in confusion. What is it?
He beat it up.
What's tea? What's tea? Because you've been this way. Don't start acting brand new, preaching all this scripture and all this scripture and every other word. Hell, even the devil can say scripture, baby. You've been like this. You've been like this. Y'all been together since 07, 08. She knew what the deal is, and you knew what it was too. And if you were smart, you'd have somebody go through and scrub your internet. Check out those tweets.
Ooh.
Share, honey, share.
You share with us. We got a DM.
I just say, hey, go check out them old tweets now. Everybody can search this. They up there on the internet now. They right there. Ladies, don't ever get caught up in no mess like this. If he cheat, don't you sit there with him. Don't stand in it with him.
You said who?
I said don't stand in it with him.
To me?
I wouldn't.
No, anybody.
Oh,
never stand in it with him. Like you.
I would not be sitting next to him. I would.
Not unless you sit over there with a baseball bat and every time he say something to you, whack him like it's Looney Tunes. No, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, child. Listen, I know you would deliver tonight.
I was just like, wow, this is bad. And I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for her because
I don't feel bad for her. I don't.
She over there looking like I said, she in a sunken place. Like, no.
Well, she put herself in this sunken place. You know, he was doing this before they got married. So, you know.
But she tried to stand by her man, but she getting dragged for it. At the end of the day,
rightfully
back in the day, they let them do it. They used to do that. Half your grandparents stayed in horrible relationships too. Mm-hmm. A lot of them couldn't leave because they didn't have the resources, but they stayed. And that's been y'all model for marriage. That's why everybody becoming that male crazy, because she actually had the so-called nerve to leave. No, baby, she had the resources to leave. And she left. Mm-hmm. Now, if you choose to stay in it, that's you. I tried to save you. I gave you a rope. If you chose to continue to drown, that's on you.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing for you.
Now, LL, I got a question for you. Now, you went to Tuskegee, right? And you know the young lady, right?
I know of her. I'm not going to act like I'm her best friend and stuff.
But did she look a lot better than when she looked on camera back in college years?
Well, let me say this. When she wants to dress up, Dania is very beautiful. She's always beautiful. What I will say is this. Dania has always been a very church-going girl from day one on campus.
I knew it.
Day one, churchgoer.
That's why he targeted her. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
The scripture stuff, that's not new for her. That's her truth. That's what she walks in. That's what she believes in. So that's one of the reasons I knew she wouldn't leave her marriage. And I wouldn't expect her to, because in the eyes of God and the way she interprets the Bible, there's no such thing as a divorce.
Yeah.
Now she's stuck with Satan.
Right. That's the choices that were made. So I'm not ever gonna come at her for that, because the same walk that she's walking now is what she's been walking.
Thank you.
LL, thank you so much for calling in tonight, my love. The backstage is getting full. Oh my goodness, child. This is just
everybody's saying he targeted a church girl. I mean, kind of, but at the same time, when they weren't dating, he wasn't dating a church girl before then. He's dated other girls on campus.
Yeah.
He chose to go back to her.
Yeah. All right, my love. You have a good evening.
Y'all do too.
All right, my love. Bye. Crystal, thank you so much for the super chat. The wife is giving me Paige from Married at First Sight, shaking my head. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The church manipulation, child. Ooh,
Oh,
Lord.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Kyrie. Hey, Kyrie. How you doing, beautiful?
Hey.
You're on mute.
Hi, I had a great time last time with you all.
Oh, nice.
We enjoyed you too.
Thank
you.
Awesome.
So, I did like the other young lady said, I didn't know who he was. I'm like, is he a football player or something like that? I was trying to Google it, and it's like there's no set really what he does. Like I saw like he wrote books and relationship books and stuff like that. But I don't want to ramble. But I just had a conversation. I told you all that I'm getting a divorce right now. And I was talking to my aunt, and remind you, my mom and that's my mom's sister. And they were raised like Southern Baptist and Kojic. So I grew up in the church, and I've seen women stay with their husbands or the pastor and that kind of thing. But my mother, even though she was from Mississippi and saw that kind of stuff, she was like the rebel. Like she was trying to tell me, don't do it. You know, even my father, I always say, Dad, I want a church going man, but I need a man that used to be out in the streets and got saved, so he got some experience, And so my dad said, I can understand, because even though my dad's a bishop, he could also go street too. He was in the street, so he would even tell me, if you in a marriage and you not happy, you got to leave. And that's what I was doing. And I saw how she was. She was pregnant. When I got pregnant, okay, my mother died in September. 2 months later, I got pregnant. And he came around.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you. He came around the time when my mom was dying. So a lot of people were like, I don't know. They were trying to tell my dad, who's the bishop, and all of that kind of thing. But I was just hazy, I wanted someone. Then when I got pregnant, I got scared, but I was surprised that my congregation embraced me with love, because usually it go left. And so when I told my father, he said, you need me the most. So let's just make the best of it. Get married if y'all want to get married. So I had to rush into it. And not only, he was a street guy at that. So sometimes the street guys would pretend, not saying all, but I'm saying from my experience, like the street guys would come in the church and pretend and get saved and stuff like that. And I'm thinking like, oh, he's going to change. And then when I got into it, I started seeing the ugly. And then he started investing my money in, with his son's mother, and investing and all of that kind of stuff. And it was just getting way too crazy. And then, getting DMs and Instagram of his son's mother, like, oh, I'll give it about 5 years. No way. So, hold on for a second.
When she coming back, I would say this. I'm part of Switchblade Ministries.
Hey,
how you doing?
Just woke up, but this is the baby right here. Yeah, I don't want to hold you guys, but I just want to say this. She's a beautiful woman, and I did everything what I could do. I was looking cute going to bed. I was looking cute. I mean, not trying to be explicit, but I was looking cute going to bed. I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing my business because I had my own company and helping him. But it was felt like it was just never enough. And then it was changing the essence of me. So even my family members from the South, they were like, girl, just like Ples, like I remember what you said. Oh, it doesn't matter. You got to claim your love. I was like, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
And you need to get your child support too.
I already got it. Already got it.
She on top of things.
And you know what? When he tried to file for divorce, because his son's mother told him to, I said, okay, you want to do that? I'm gonna get me a good lawyer, a big time lawyer in Cleveland, and he did, and I did, and I got that child support, so I got the card and already set.
Amen.
Everything is, and my dad was a big support with me too. So I can say for me, there are some pastors, fathers that are pastors. They will help you. They will help.
They will.
Children, I feel bad for some other pastors' kids go through the ugly.
Yeah,
but I always say there's ugly in everything, but I always be optimistic,
Praise God, you got the support you needed, though. Thank God.
Yeah. So that's my little testimony.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
And you are so beautiful, and your energy is so genuine. Thank you. Hey, baby, look, he's smiling. We got to smile. Okay. All right, Mama, we ready to go.
All right.
Just want to let you know, I prayed for you guys last night. I said, I love this show. I love this show. When I was laughing, I was laughing at like 3:00, 4:00 in the morning. So I take care of my dad. He said, is that you laughing at 3:00 in the morning? Because I like watching your old ones to laugh about.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless you. We need all the prayers we can get. So that just touched me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Monica, your voice and everything, like the last time, it just touched me. And you showing a good example of, because I would try to act like you in my classroom with the kids, and it worked. So nice, sexy voice, and so like your voice and how you are with your emoji just shows me that it doesn't matter about how you look; it's about your presence and the energy.
Thank you. Amen. Praise God. Thank you. Y'all heard that in the audience? It's not about what you look like. It doesn't matter what my emoji looks like. My energy, my spirit, you can feel it, right? Praise God. You are just a beautiful person. I'm literally almost close to tears. I'm stopping myself because you said you prayed for us. You prayed for us?
I did.
Wow.
My dad and I pray every night. Every night, and I just put it on my heart. I was so excited when I talked to you all, because I watched this more than cable TV. So I have my TV channel, and then I have my All About the
I know that's right. Listen, God bless you and that baby, and I'm so happy for you that you have such a strong unit behind you and supportive team. Yeah.
And cheers to you, sis, for choosing you. Like that's a big thing.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be all the better for your son. And when it's time, God will bless you with a man that that is meant to be.
And stay prayed up, because them jokers will come. So.
Oh yeah.
No, thank you. I love my space. I'm a single life is what you make it, and I just love it. I like my prosecco and my truffle.
Thank you. I call it, this is a time where you clean the plaque from your heart, your brain, your vagina, everything. Just clean the plaque. I didn't mean to say it like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's a cleansing time. It's listen, you are beautiful and God is going to bless you with the right man. He takes out the,
Thank
you. All right. You get some rest now and take care of that baby. He is so cute.
Actually, you know what? The dad's mom braided her hair like that. Her name is Alice Valentina.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Alice Valentina.
I like that name.
I went to the spa today to get some bath salts and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a little
relax. Go enjoy that bath, and we'll talk to you again, sis.
Okay. Talk to you again.
Bye, family. Bye, love. Oh my gosh, you know I love her.
Yes.
She is.
Love her spirit. She prayed for us. Okay.
Yeah, that's old school coaching right there. When you actually in tune with the spirit, but you get these devils that make us look
Bishop, you're
bad.
getting me 1 inch closer to joining that church now. Okay.
Join the good one. I'm not. Don't join just any.
Listen, I'm non-denominational. Okay, so let me see. Blessings. Hey, blessings.
Hey, folks.
Hey.
How y'all doing today?
Hey, family. How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good.
I just got off of work, and I just want to chime in on this this foolish fool. Well, let's start this. Them whoremongers knew he was married. I've been following him for 3 years. And he always wears his ring. Y'all don't notice that black ring on his? Duh. He been married. You trying to go to this man for advice, and he gonna tell you, oh, we separate. And then he gonna take you to the house. And you land in this woman's bed. Girl, bye. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying none of that. He played you, and then at the end, once he was done, he deleted. He would do what I would do. What I don't do that stuff. But I'm just saying, he deleted everything. Come on now. And now y'all want to come out and say, oh, he's a cheater. Of course he a cheater. He making money. This is his platform. Girls, if they listening, I'm going to tell them, bye, whoremongers. Bye. Because I'm not taking it. I'm not playing. I'm not about to buy this. Tasha K, you petty. You petty because this man put you out there. Now you got something against him. I get it, sister. I got you. But at the end of the day, he played his game. Not every man cheat. I don't think so. I don't think every man cheat. But at the end of the day, this man is building a platform. He's building an empire for him and his family. Of course, he's gonna sit her right there. She may not want to wear her hair down, but I'm with you, Plas, because that's girl, lipstick, everything. Y'all ain't about to get over on me. No, y'all not about to clown me or nothing. Y'all about to see all of Blessing, all of Jolene, all of everything I need to bring to this table. Yes, he got a dime piece. I'm educated. I'm smart. I'm beautiful, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yeah, this motherfucker getting, excuse my language. Yeah, this mofo getting effed up. Okay? But I ain't about to let y'all know if I'm leaving him. If I leave him, I'm going to leave him in private. I ain't about to show y'all my weakness. Are you crazy? Bye, whoremongers. I already know how he is. He was like this when I met him. Already know him. Bye. Y'all can do y'all. Period, point blank. And she is. She need to leave God out of it because God is telling her, I promised you a life of good and not of disaster. Come on, home girl with the bonnet. You don't think your husband is a disaster, girl? You better start building your platform. You better get on your good 2 feet. And you need to come up.
Yeah, get on the good foot.
You need to do what
what's old girl basketball wise, Shawnee, whatever her name is. You better start putting your money to the side and start building your own empire. That's what you need to be doing. And I hope she's doing that. Because at the end of the day, he's sitting up here holding her hand so tight. Nigga, let go of my hand. Sit your ass up. Oh, excuse me.
I agree. She needs to be saying
Christian, because I believe in the Lord too. But God said, I promise you a life of good and of disaster, not of disaster. So I already know. I look at him like, you better sit up over there. Because we not about to sit. We ain't about what you holding my hand for. Nigga, what? Come on now.
Her business should be how she left her cheetah.
You want to tell these females that I'm not good in bed? All right. I got you on that one too. I'm going to handle that too. Period, point blank. Everybody should know, just because this man is out here preaching what he does and what he say, that's not golden. We all human, but we all got to make a living. And if that's your gift of gab, that's your gift of gab. Use it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do to make your money. I'm not mad at him. We all got gifts. And he doing exactly what he need to be doing. I don't mean he perfect. I don't mean he an angel. He bogus as hell. But I still like what he preached, because he right about some stuff and he fine. I do like what he looked like.
Girl, stop.
But at the end of the day, I'm not about to tolerate that. But I like the young lady that just left. And yes, Monica, is Monica, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We do pray for you.
Oh, wow.
We pray for all y'all. I am with her, because I go through every single one of y'all threads. And sometimes in the middle of the night when I'm up at night and I already went through y'all threads, and I just be like, Lord, is there a new one that I missed?
Thank you.
Because I need to laugh.
Thank you.
I need to laugh. Schoolboy had a little something last night. Oh Lord, y'all had me dying on that one. Did y'all let Monica know what's going on? Did y'all let Dania?
Were they doing something nasty on Instagram? Because I was
we was on YouTube the last night.
It was on YouTube, but oh my God, Debonair was on. He was so, oh my God, get him, Monica. I'm with you. You can pull me on, because I will go in with him. I'm in with y'all. I got your back too, girl. I got your back on that fake player. I got your back too.
From the Himalayas.
And then they went on Bishop. He went in on Bishop. I was like, what?
Girl, we're not gonna even give him no type of clout.
We're not
gonna
talk
about him. We're not gonna give him any clout.
Well, I'm just saying, I got.
He's on
back.
probation. We don't give criminals clout like that. We talked about him. Right. We talked about him, and we moving right on.
Yeah.
In the name of the Father.
Before we gotta call the probation officer, we don't want to have to do that. Come on now.
Because he ain't
y'all
got
know
no
I
bail.
like the feds. Y'all know. Come on now. Stop.
He ain't got no bail. Okay, I'm good. I got you.
You say he don't got no bail.
He ain't got no bail. He got a beard and a vest. He ain't got no bail. But okay, we out of that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I do. I follow all y'all. And Marcella, you dope.
Thank you. And I appreciate your prayers. I really appreciate your prayers.
Yes.
God give us a discernment. He gives us where we're able to see things and we reveal it. And we need to make y'all happy. And I'm glad you pray for us. I really am. But thank you. I'll be dope.
We all need prayer, but y'all come on here real. And as long as I can really like get involved in this, because y'all come on here real. And at the end of the day, Marcella, when you got your drink, I'll just be like, where my wine at? Because she getting lit, I'm about to get lit. Like, yeah, shake your shoulders, baby. Shake your shoulders. Ain't nothing but a shot shaker. That's what I'm talking about.
I would be drinking tonight. I'm not drinking tonight.
Shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not drinking tonight because I got a medical appointment at 8 a.m. But when I get back and Monica invite me on again, it's going to be you, me, and Hen Dog, honey.
I love this.
High five on that, boo. High five. I got you.
I love
all right, y'all. Y'all
having
enjoy
fun.
y'all evening. I got y'all.
Thank you,
Y'all
sweetheart. We
dope.
appreciate you.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
about to sign up as a member. I want to
Okay.
support you guys, like
Okay.
for real.
Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
I
you. That
got
means a
you.
lot.
All right,
I love.
subscribe and
Like the video.
Press that
like
like
the
button.
video.
Press your like button. Press your like button.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Blessings.
You're
All right,
welcome.
peace.
Take
Thank
care,
you, sis.
y'all.
Good night, sis.
Much
Bye.
love.
She's funny. Oh,
That's an
my
around the
goodness.
way girl. Shoot, I like that. Shoot. I don't play like that. I'm like, I know that's right. You better tell them, girl.
And knew the Bible too, and knew what to say, where to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tisha Irby or Irby, thank you so much for the super chat. Her IG page is religious quotes. She's talking about the wife. She has old church mentality for sticking by her husband. She needs lots of self-love. Brainwashed.
And it's, can I say this? It's not even old church mentality, because old church mentality, she would never left in the first place. So if you left, you knew there was something wrong with that. But my thing is this, like, either you're going to stay with him or you're not going to stay with him. Don't do the in-betweens, because it gets on the audience nerves. I know for me, if you're going to be a ride or die, be a ride or die all the way. Let him have his horse. You know what I mean? And allow him to do whatever you want to do. But if you're that type of one where you don't like that type of stuff and you have a lot of self-respect for yourself, then leave and don't try to do this straddle the fence, because straddle the fence to me makes you look stupid, in my opinion.
And if you're gonna stay, please stay in quiet. Don't get on the internet telling other women to put up with that crap. We're tired. We don't want to hear that. That is what has been going on for all of these years. And to who was the said, yeah, your grandma did. You're right. Your grandma did it because she got married at 15 and only had a 9th grade education. You, ma'am, have a degree from Tuskegee. And he has money, and I'm again pretty sure I would be shocked if they have a prenup. And even if they did, hopefully you had enough sense to put in there that infidelity was grounds to invalidate that prenuptial agreement. So it's not a resource issue. It is an image issue. It is again, before God does not ask us to endure any and everything in a marriage. Because if she, like how she almost popped off and was cussing, if she is cussing and fussing and throwing crap behind closed doors, those children don't need to see that. If you have to stay and be bitter and filled with hate, you feed that crap into your children. No one wants that. Like, that is not a good life, just to say, I got a husband. And I say it's a deep South and a deep church mentality, because for some reason in the South, it's like a trophy that you have a husband. It's a must-have. It's you're somebody because you're Mrs. Somebody. Girl, no. Not when your husband is making you look like this in these streets. Monica, I think they took, like, with him being a football player and her being a good church girl, I think they're like trying to reenact The Best Man. That's what I think. I think he thinks he's Lance and she thinks she's Mia, and it's gonna, like, they're gonna live happily ever after in their mansion.
Well, she's in a good state. She's in a state where they would she can sue any woman that slept with her husband in that state, in the state of North Carolina. You can sue your spouse and his mistress. She better stay down there and sue them. In North Carolina, look it up.
I know about alienation of affection. It doesn't exist a lot of places, but if NC still got it, it's a beast.
It's still there.
They still do. It is still there. But y'all, I gotta say good night. I got a big physical tomorrow. I love you guys.
Love you,
love you too.
Have a good night. Love you too. Love you too. Cece, thank you so much for the super chat. He shows no compassion at all for what he's done. None. Absolutely none. No compassion. Welcome, Dr. EVA.
Hey,
how are you?
Doing pretty good. You like you relaxed.
I know.
I missed you guys, per usual. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
We
missed you too.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you know what? I'm smiling for you guys, but Derrick needs to get off my line. Period. Derrick can get off my line. I'm upset, and no.
He needs to get off my live. The things that he's talking about need to go. I'm actually borderline slightly disappointed, not because I know him or follow what's going on with his whatever he's trying to accomplish. It just seems so disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible and very hard to watch, honestly. To Derrick, or what's his name? Derrick Jaxn. Is that his name? Derrick Jaxn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
That's his stage name. That's his stage name.
Okay. You know what? Honestly, I just feel like this. Like, look, you're not sorry. I don't think I even heard the word sorry to my wife. All the other, situations where people have, infidelity and they come out as a unit, there's at least something directed to the wife saying, I am sorry to you. Let me publicly apologize to you. And then also let me apologize to my fans, my family and all that. I personally didn't hear that. Get out. I mean, get off my line. I'm serious. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I have no respect for that. You know why? Because it appears to me from what I've seen, you're capitalizing on the hopes and dreams of Black women and kind of capitalizing on the challenges we face in love. People are really believing in you. I mean, yeah, I think what he's saying probably has some value, but now you've diminished your message. And the way you're coming about it is so wrong. Just come out with, all he should have done is just come out with a statement and said, I'm sorry, we're dealing with this in a private manner, and move on. Now to the wife, that's her choice to do what she wants to do. But I also didn't feel that she was being honest. She did not, it seemed like he was almost coaching her to have certain emotions. Like when I looked at her eyes, I'm so sorry, she didn't look all the way there. She looked like one part of her is just dampened down or suppressed or oppressed and hurt, and then she's saying one thing but completely looks completely different from the eyes. She's not in alignment from what I saw. I'm sorry. No. I think for her or for any woman who's in this situation, you do need alone time. So to kind of process the emotions, because I think they're saying the right things, but it doesn't seem like they're really at that place right now. I don't know. Something just seemed incongruent and disingenuous, and I'm done with them. Goodbye. And here's the other thing. Mm-hmm. See, that's the concern I have when men and women get married young. Like if this is the only man or woman you kind of just don't want to try anything new. And there is benefit to having different life experiences and growing up. And she just came across a little bit young to me, saying mature things, but I didn't believe it. I'm sorry. From him or from her. I'm sorry. Good luck.
Yeah, we agree. Yeah. There's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
None of it's genuine. I mean, from the beret to the bonnet, beret/bonnet, because we clearly don't know what the hell that is on her head. What
was her intention with that whole live?
Marketing. Her introduction to the world. He's hid her and the kids forever. So this was their introduction to the public, and then she'll launch her page, and like Bishop said, they'll do joint marriage counseling. But they don't have the experience, they don't have the knowledge. Everything they say is limited and packaged in a PR statement. It's really sad.
True, but Juanita Bonham didn't have no experience either, and she was her and her husband were able to go on church tours after only being married for like a few months.
That don't make it right.
It don't, but it's money in it.
Yeah, there's money. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're taking advantage of the Black community, and it's sad. It really is.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, Monica.
They all need to bring their paperwork to the table, and you guys have already talked about it, which is, your STD check.
Yeah.
and find a way to move forward if that's what you guys both choose to do.
Absolutely.
But let it be real. Let it be genuine. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, doctor. You're so knowledgeable on these things. Oh, these people need to book a session with you for real. I mean, I know you're not a therapist, but at the same time, you were trained in all of this stuff. They give you a little class. You took a class or two in this, didn't you? So you get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And honestly, I see this just through like from my own personal life or, you know, people I meet or in the hospital, outside of the hospital. And plus you said it right. You nailed it when you said, you know, to the young lady who's unfortunately going through a divorce, good for you for choosing yourself.
That was a word. Absolutely.
That was a word.
Choose yourself. Put yourself first. Yeah. Don't waste time too, ladies. Don't waste time. Life is short. You will fall asleep in your 30 and wake up in your 49.
Yeah.
Don't waste time. Enjoy life. Get your shit together. Get to the gym. Get rid of that man. Go get your nails done. Whatever it is. If you want that YSL bag, go get it.
Yes.
Tomorrow's not promised.
You're worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you got a good man, don't dump him though. You said
no,
get rid of
work
that man.
with him.
Yeah.
Don't listen to people of the likes of Derrick Jaxn. If you have a good man, or maybe he's not, necessarily, he's working as a bus driver, but you can see the potential in him and he's a good man. The foundation's there and there are challenges in your relationship. Challenges are good. You don't want to walk away from a challenge. You unpack it, you process it. And as a couple, if that's really your mate, as a couple, you two will get through that challenge. He will help you and you will help him get through that hurdle. That's what relationships are about. You just don't abandon ship. And I'm not talking about a cheating hurdle necessarily. If he's if he is a habitual cheater and he's just a piece of trash, that's not what I'm speaking of. I'm speaking on financial challenges, communication challenges, those type of things, things that you can actually work on together as a couple.
I agree 100%, of course. You're saying you have to meet people where they are, of course. And people have to meet me where I am. There are things that other people have more sophisticated ideas about. So, maybe they're coming down to my level on a particular issue and vice versa. I have no issue with that. My only, ladies, gentlemen, before the marriage, just realize that oftentimes that's the best it might be. You have to accept that man or that woman as they are. Instead of hoping and praying and wishing, oh, it's going to be much better. And if I do X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to get this result. No. You have to accept the truth and accept the reality of where things are in that moment. Oh my gosh.
And that's why I tell men and women, court and vet is the key words. And they need to have the IRS, which is internal revenue systems. If they don't have a spiritual value, if they don't have no good health value, if they don't have no good appearance value, then you need to just dump them where they at. And that's the vetting, with not including having sex with them. Because when you have sex with them, you intertwine and then you get your mind fogged and all of a sudden, well, you know what, we're going to work it out. And then this is where this religion of being black saying, well, my dad said we got to stick it out, because I thought I had to stick it out with a woman that was actually taking me down. And I felt so bad because I was engaged to her. I'm like, I need to be here, because my parents been together for all these many years, and I'm going to make it work, and we're going to get through it. And it was taking my soul and spirit down. I'm like, I got to get out of this. This ain't working.
Yeah. I'm sorry you went through that. But at the same time, that's what the engagement process is for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And before you even get to engagement, as Bishop said, or as good old Judge Maybelline used to say, baby, you got to look deep before you leap. And the problem is, too many people just leap straight into bed. We just jump straight into bed and it's good. And when it's good, you are clouded from everything else. Those first 3-6 months, everything good. But then when you get in a serious relationship, especially a marriage, you realize that sex is not enough. Some people never understand that, ladies. And I'm a person who loves to love. I was a hopeless, I actually say I'm a hopeless romantic. But I learned how to start thinking with my head and not my heart, honey, because love is not enough.
Agreed.
You have to be on the same, and I don't mean like even money. Like you ain't got to make what I make, but I am, excuse me, am an ambitious person.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is not ambitious irritates the crap out of me.
Yes.
Someone who I have to force and pull,
Yes.
and I have to fight against that because I have women in my family who love me. I know they do. And they want the best for me. I know they do. But they say things like there's a guy from my hometown who really likes me. He's always done. But it kind of, I'll spill a little bit of my own tea. He works at Walmart. And people say, well, what's wrong with that working at Walmart? Okay, cool. But he's been working there for about 15, 16 years.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Is he a manager? Is he the district manager at this point?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you the head of the night shift?
He's still driving the truck. I mean,
yeah, are you head of the night shift? Are you? And so he's like, well, no, I work this because it allows me to do other things in the daytime. Okay, cool. What are you doing in the daytime? I'm a writer. He's a great writer. Have you looked at, are you going to get something published? Are you going on, Amazon makes it really easy now for you to self-publish books. And so one of my family members who loves me, she's like, Plazetta, that's what a man needs though. He needs a strong woman to come in and push him along. No, I can't come in, give you the idea, write the business plan, help you get the contracts and stuff in place. I'll play my position, but you gotta want it for you. And I did that. And so when I talk to y'all, and I know when we all talk to y'all, we're often talking from what we know ourselves. I was that 24-year-old who was the ride or die, who was going to help you get the business, help you get it off the ground. My income is steady, so we can be cool with mine while you, and I started to get resentful because if the person can't have enough get up and go to do it for themselves, you cannot force them. So while potential is good, if they are not making actionable steps with that potential, it's nothing. If they're not driven like you, people are like, our opposites attract. They do, but you have to have some core fundamental similarities as well. A guy that I was with for 6 years, within the first 3 months, told me, if I can't trust my mama, what make you think I'll trust you?
Ooh.
And 24-year-old silly me heard that, and it was like a challenge. You don't know me. You don't know how loyal I am. I'm dope. You gonna see me. You gonna see how I love. You gonna see how good of a person I am, and I'm gonna change that. Whatever that hurt was in him, whatever that trauma that was in him, I was gonna fix it. And 6 years later, I was crying and almost going crazy because this man started to get to a point where I couldn't have outside friends. He didn't even want me to talk to my family. That's how much he didn't trust me. And I did nothing but go to school and go to work and come home. I was always with him. But as soon as I started to separate and say, hey, I want to go to a movie, and he was the type of person, if it wasn't what he wanted to do, we wasn't going. If he wanted to go to his mama's house every Sunday after church, I barely saw my family, like 3 times a year. And when I would go see my family, he would want to come along. Okay, it's family reunion. We're going out on Beale Street. Me and my cousins, we're in Memphis. No, you need to stay in the room with us. I know what control looks like. I know what manipulation looks like. And I know what well-meaning people who love God in your family will tell you. Well, you've been with them for 6 years. Y'all live together. You're shacking. You may as well. No. I literally, and I used to, because of my own childhood trauma and abandonment issues, I would say, well, I know what it feels like to be left. I never want to make anybody feel like that before, either. And he knew that. He would play on that. He would manipulate that. Anytime I thought about leaving, I'm going to tell everybody I left. You left me. And I finally got, I hit my Chrisette Michelle. I was like, blame it on me. Say it's my fault. But I knew, like Monica said, years will pass. I looked up, I started that relationship at 24. I was 30. I did not want to get to be 45 and hate that man and resent that man And I told him, like, I'm not cheating on you. I don't think you cheating on me. We just can't be together anymore. Because I will look up and I will hate you. And you don't want that. Because I'm good until I'm not.
Right.
Like when I'm mean. And I try not to go there. Because that's not really me. But when I'm backed against a corner in a wall, like I literally feel like I have to fight my way out. And if you're in a relationship where you have to fight like that, it's not good. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your heart. Y'all gonna be dead either from physically fighting each other or the stress. God don't want us to live like that, y'all. I don't care how many years you've been in it. Get out. Be by yourself. And my greatest fear used to be dying old alone. And then I'm fine. People be like, you go out to, but when outside was open, you go out to eat by yourself? Absolutely. You go to the movies by yourself? Absolutely.
Yes, God.
You're never alone, Ples. God's your best friend. He's always
exactly.
there.
You
You're
make
never
friends
alone.
when you get there. Amanda Seals came to New Orleans on the front row by myself. Hey, girl, get to know people when you get there. Y'all gotta learn how to like live. Don't let nobody tell you because you ain't got no man, you just gotta be sitting somewhere by yourself. Get to know you, heal you. That way you're clearer when you get into a relationship and you can see those red flags earlier and don't just see them. Take note of them.
Yep. You got to be healthy and whole.
Off my soapbox now.
No, I enjoyed the story because it's the same vice versa for men too. That's why you see a lot of dudes rotating a lot of women because they don't want to be alone. Terrence Howard told it best. He will invite a strange woman to sleep in bed with him so he will not feel alone. So it looks a little different with us, but it's the same emotion because we're all humans.
Yeah.
California.
And like Monica said, like, we want to help you all or just people who are listening. Like you said, I saw somebody say we can't judge. You're absolutely right. We can't. However, this should be a cautionary tale for other young people out there. A ring, what Kim Zolciak say, the ring don't mean a thing. A ring, a marriage license, unfortunately, does not magically change behavior that's already there, patterned and well established.
Yes.
People think on both sides, male and female, that the ring is going to, I thought, I'm sure, him saying this young lady isn't good in bed. She been doing whatever she been doing for the whole 9, 12 years, however long y'all been together. You thought a ring was going to magically turn her into the porn star? No, you just like a lot of other men that come from the South. You want a woman that does certain things, but because of the image, you want you the nice little church lady that you think you can take everywhere that's more acceptable because somebody else who may be a little bit more experienced maybe has more of a reputation. So instead you want this good church girl so you can ruin her.
Yeah.
Why? Like that's selfish.
Very selfish.
Very, very selfish. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ples. I mean, that was very deep. It really, really was. And I know it's going to help a lot of people out there that are going through the same exact thing. All right. You don't have to put up with this crap from these men. Love yourself first. Choose you first. I agree with that message. Thank you, sis.
Can I
just say this really quick? California Breed, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Teresa Monton, thank you so much for the super sticker. Very generous. Thank you.
The only thing for Derrick that I wanted to know, I guess, down the line is, I wanted to hear from him actually why he cheated. I may have missed it. You don't necessarily need a reason, first of all. You could just, but I wanted to hear him, if he's going to share anything and talk for that long, if he's going to share anything, why don't you share, what you've learned from this experience? Because I got the feeling like it was very defensive, like, let me protect my brand was how I felt about it, rather than, I'm pouring my heart out and being genuine. And it's okay if you don't want to do it, but then just don't talk. Like, pick a lane. That's how I feel. If you want to resurrect your, Black female love or whatever empowerment, that's fine. But and you're telling us the the secrets of how men think and all that stuff, then tell us, now that you've gone through and on the other side, what led you to this behavior? What could I have done? He kind of hinted that he did some things and then she did some things. I was like, this is almost like Martell-esque. He kind of hinted something, or I may have inferred it. I don't know. But I wanted to hear from him something more genuine and more meaningful and a real apology. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. She actually admitted it. What he was hitting towards when she stopped sleeping with him. She finally said it. That's what it was, and she's really mean. He said, "Oh, y'all only see her because she's, she got the resting face." He was gonna say the B resting face, but he didn't say it. But it was sleuthing. But she was like that when the relationship started 8 years ago. You were cheating on her the whole time. So just because y'all got married, don't mean all that things went away from her mind. So that becoming part of her aura after a while.
It was weird. He's interviewing her about how she's feeling. Sir, what are you doing? Right. It was just the weirdest thing. And then you had the audacity to even reference resting B face. Don't even reference the word B in relation to your wife after you stepped. Are you out of your mind? Yeah. It's like, humble yourself. Humble yourself. I'm sorry. I was disgusted. I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
No. Goodbye.
We're gonna wrap things up now, guys. Plez, thank you so much for sharing your testimony. Dr. EVA, you as well for adding insight and medical and clinical advice, assessments to the panel. We appreciate and love you. Plez, where can the people find you?
Hey, y'all can find me over on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful. And here on YouTube on my channel, Scared of Beautiful, just spaces, no periods.
Great, wonderful. Go ahead and follow Plez, please. Dr. EVA, where can the people find you?
Yes, come to my YouTube channel, EVA Okendai Apia MD. There's a whole host of information on there. I encourage Black women to get into medicine and get into healthcare. I also am on Instagram at Dr. DRIVIEOA, Dr. EVAOA.
Please go follow Dr. EVA. She's amazing, amazing, amazing person. A medical doctor. Give them your credentials just because.
Oh, sure.
Internal medicine? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm an internist. I did my internal medicine training. I also did a specialty training, went on to do specialty training in nephrology or kidney disease, which affects our community in particular. So yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Amazing. Yeah. Bishop, where can they find you in that hat? Are you selling those hats? Because those hats are nice. I like it.
No, I don't sell these hats. Actually, somebody else does.
Okay.
But I purchased it from my homeboy.
Okay.
No, but you can find me on the Bishop, THEE with 2 E's and Bishop. And then you also find me on YouTube and Instagram at Bishop Red Pill. And I will be talking about Quavo and Sweetie tonight on my channel.
Oh, okay. All right. I have a very interesting take on that. I'm going to keep it to myself, though.
I do, too.
We probably have the same take on it, knowing you and me. Because we always see each other, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Monica, I just want people to see everything that glitters ain't gold. People
And
give you these big gifts and repo them back, honey.
Ooh.
Ladies, get your cars in your own name. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I saw in that young lady from a long time ago, me and my babies, me and my household were saying, she's using that brother. She don't like him. She never liked him.
And he even said it. He even said, he said, I'm so sad because I thought you were the woman that I thought I knew, but I don't know you. He was hurt. He was in love with her.
She put that thing on him. That's what he gets, though. I mean, when you're shallow and you only see one thing in a woman, and She literally, I mean, the Instagram stories, there's numerous Instagrams of her saying, if your man ain't buying you a Birkin and a Bentley, you know, get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he's in the background, like skinning and grinning, like, boy,
He like
go
this.
sit down.
And I'm like, you don't know you're a trick in the mark, fam?
She said it. She said it. All right, folks. Y'all can find me here on Instagram, Monica. All About the Tea. Subscribe to the channel. We spill tea here daily, nightly. This fabulous panel of mine that let me tell you, you don't want to miss out. Okay. Listen, I had a few drinks. Let me hurry up and get on. Let me stop rambling and get off all here. Teacups. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We love you all. Mods, thank you for holding down the chat as always. Thank you. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, thank you. Thank you so much for helping us keep the lights on. I'm sorry I didn't get to read it on air. This was a very intense subject tonight, and there was a lot of content and a lot of things shared. So I apologize for that. But we appreciate you for helping us keep the lights on. I want y'all to stay safe and be blessed, and don't fall for the okie doke. Okay. Con artists like this, keep your eyes and ears open. Pay attention. Look for the signs. We love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Bye. Bye, everyone.